the banners and shit live.
Oh, no.
That's good. I swore. You're banned immediately.
And Hector's show up, I think, soon. So.
Cool. Hey, everybody who's coming here immediately. All 0 of you. But for anybody who watches this later, thanks for coming by. We're live. We're here to discuss the latest Kickstarter by Nova Comics, which is Knightwatch. And Knightwatch is awesome because it's awesome. No, Greg, what was the thing? Basically, it is Daredevil meets I forgot the other one, Punisher, right? It's like Daredevil meets Punisher, little Batman-esque.
Batman year one.
Year one, yeah. Basically, all the best stuff all packaged into one little story. Issue 1 of is this one a 3-part series?
The first plot arc is.
That's what I'm saying. This set, yeah.
But Fish is going to have work for the rest of his life. There's so much story. So
I will be tied down to this for the rest of my life.
There's already the leash in the basement. What? So
that's actually where he is right now. That's
actually real.
That's why it's so dark down here.
It's like, Greg, could you stop hammering upstairs?
Yeah.
Sorry, I was preoccupied getting my pledge in for Knightwatch. I gotta get in on the first day. I can't be no second day slacker. That's not my style.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Oh yeah, one second. Let me do this. Here's this ad here. I hate when I go to stream it to my thing. I have to add the title and description, and it doesn't just pull it over. I
would invite Katrina, but I don't know if she actually wanted it or if she had power still. So.
She had power?
Yeah, she didn't have like power at one point. I think it was like out.
We all have power inside, Greg.
No, I mean like her.
I know. Hey, Greg, I forgot. Does this have a subtitle? Do you have a subtitle for this one?
No.
No. Right. I was just making sure.
Yeah.
I'm just
badassening.
Yeah, there you
go. The badassening.
Not born again. There you go.
I realized too many of my things have a colon in them, like Green Zone, Life in the Blocks, or
oh yeah,
Alice,
all of our stuff is
Lost
like
in Wonderland.
Yeah, Scales has something. I forgot what it was.
Yeah, that.
Okay, it's the Greg and Fish show now. We'll see how long the weather holds before I get taken out too.
That's hilarious. He's like, oh.
I was moving my mouse around and hit the double swipe, which moves you back. You think for an app like this, it would say, "You sure you want to leave?" Like when you fill out a form, it yells at you about that stuff. But no, not for this.
If you tried to unsubscribe from the service, it would give you all kinds of hassle.
Oh yeah, and have like 18 roadblocks. Jesus.
Oh my God, I was so surprised. I unsubscribed from Hero Forge the other day, and it was just like, okay, cool. Like, is there a reason? And I was like, yeah, just money. I just don't want to pay the extra money every month for it. And it was just click a button and I was done. That's nuts. Nothing ever makes it that easy.
It's like, I was going to say, I hate when you get a software that's as hard to unsubscribe from as a gym membership. And you're like, Jesus. Mm-hmm. Now, it's funny. I think I heard
you live within 100 miles of a gym. So still be going.
Yeah. The crazy thing was when I went to move here to Nashville, I ended up having to cancel my membership. I had to write a letter and be like, yeah, I'm moving to a state that you guys aren't in. So feel free to break my contract now. But I found out that there's some law getting passed, or it already got passed, that however easy it is to subscribe to something is how easy it has to be to unsubscribe. So if you can subscribe online, you have to be able to unsubscribe online. If you can subscribe by phone, you got to unsubscribe.
I wonder if that's why it was so easy for Hero Forge, because
yeah,
they're not that old. So if nothing else, they might have seen the writing on the wall coming and just decided to make it easy. Plus, if you're dealing with the D&D community, that's a big group of people right there. You really don't want to piss off.
Hey, Greg, Hector's here. Add Hector. I'm still typing, so I can't click on him.
If he just doesn't like Hector.
Gotta add Hector.
I'm already causing problems. I just got here.
Yeah,
Exactly.
Sheesh. What's going on, guys? Dylan, haven't seen you in forever, dude.
Dude, you still haven't even visited, and you're like around the corner now. It's crazy.
I'm 2 hours away from you right now.
I can see you through the door there in the
Yeah,
back.
he's through there.
You can see him through the basement door? I'm confused.
No, I can see him in the camera. I can hear y'all stomping around upstairs.
There you go.
I can hear the cat from here.
Yeah, she's loud as fuck right now. All right. And Onyx is on here too, guys, just so you know.
Yeah.
What up?
Say hi, buddy. Say hi, buddy.
Onyx, use Rock Slide.
Stupid.
He only
like
knows
the drum kit in the background.
He only knows Earthquake.
He only knows Sludge Bomb.
Yeah, sludge. Yeah. Was it mud? Oh, was it mud
slide? There you go. That works. Mud slap. One of those things. When are we starting this up?
Well, technically, we're live already.
Yeah, I'm just busy doing stuff. So.
All right.
He's like, man, I'm glad I have my pants on.
Exactly.
I'm glad I didn't come on naked like I normally do.
Actually, just so you guys know, it's all just the shirt. You know what I mean? Everything else is floating in the breeze right now. So
I actually have like zip up pants on for the first time in forever. Because my official work uniform is pajama pants. Because it's my business, I can do what I want. I work from home.
I can cry if I want to.
Exactly. But had to like go to the post office today. I got Green Zone issue 4 shipped out. Everything got shipped out 4 weeks from the end of the campaign. That is a brand new record for me. I don't think I'll ever beat, but
nice.
I'm
Great
proud
job.
of that one.
Yeah, I'm trying to do that.
What you doing? Come here.
I have Alice launching in May, and I'm seriously thinking about ordering the books like at the beginning of the campaign, just so they'll be here quicker, so I can get them out in time, because I'm doing a big offset run on that.
That's a good idea.
Good idea. I think I did that for Mittens, but then there's also like a bunch of there was way more backers than I thought there was going to be. I was like, oh.
Well, I'm going to be ordering like 500, so I doubt. I mean, I'd be happy if I got more backers than that, but I would be surprised. At least physical backers than that. That'd have to be like 1,000 backers. I've been really excited to see how many digital backers I keep getting time after time.
Time after time.
Here.
I was starting to think I was the only person that liked digital comics, but
Well, I back those sometimes, but only have so much space.
Yeah, they're convenient for saving some space
man.
in your rooms.
Like,
for sure.
I can take a drive this size with me on vacation and have 800 comics on it to pick through at my leisure. And vacation's about the only time I really get to sit down and read with any real dedication. So, because my body doesn't know I'm on vacation, so I still get up at the butt crack of dawn before everybody else, so I and get to catch up on stuff.
Me.
It's kind of like trying to get it broadcasted on mine, but it won't let me connect my Facebook. It's weird.
Yeah, it doesn't like you.
No, like it popped up, and then I'm hitting log in, and it just doesn't do anything. It just I keep clicking on it. Very weird.
Of course, they made it easier to share to Facebook groups instead of
Oh man, they made that so hard now.
Oh, that's interesting. To go live on Twitter, you need a premium, Twitter premium.
Oh yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, they just keep making it harder and harder on all of them.
It's so funny too because that's the case, and then StreamYard wants to up their cost, and it's like, hey, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't know.
And like
if you know
TikTok
this
just
demand.
decided to start playing nice and letting you stream there when they were getting banned. I don't know if it was just like, what the hell? It doesn't matter anymore or what, but they just decided right then to let you start streaming to it, which is nice. But then your comments won't come through TikTok.
Oh. Yeah. TikTok also dropped. I think you only need like 100 followers now or something to get live, which is pretty cool. Is Anik using Screech?
He is, yeah. He's
I
using
think it's Screech, right? Or what's the one?
He's messing up your
my defenses.
yeah, sharply.
Yeah.
Now you're defenseless over there to his wiles. Hi.
Birthday. Oh,
Nice.
birthday.
I got the Facebook one working. Happy birthday.
you.
Gordon. Oh yeah, I said
Happy
that.
birthday, by the way.
I forgot to say that. Happy birthday.
I'm not gonna say it. I already said it. I'm not saying
Everybody
it.
gets one.
Everybody gets one.
You only get the one per year, and that's it.
This is a man's life,
Otherwise, you
right?
start aging faster.
You got a birthday month, okay? You get to say it every day.
So you do what I do. I do the week. Like I'll be like, oh, it's like, oh, but it's my birthday weekend, and it's like, oh, it's my birthday week, and I'm like, oh, but it's my birthday month. This is my birthday year. Like, what are you talking
Guys,
about?
I just turned 35 like 2 years ago, guys. Come on.
Oh man, I am about to celebrate the 30th anniversary of my 20th birthday. I can't wait.
It's a big one. The big 2-0.
Yeah, again.
Again.
It's more groups this way.
Man.
Okay, I'm gonna play the trailer, which is very short, and then Dylan can talk about stuff. Or
Hattie B's chicken. That's what I want to talk about. Damn, I'm so hungry right now.
Dylan
That came out good. That's so good. It blew Dylan right out of his seat.
Exactly. It made him real thirsty. These pretzels are making me thirsty.
in a world.
No, I got some damn good beef jerky.
Yeah.
There you go. This is not a sponsored video, by the way.
Not yet. Not yet.
Yeah.
Reach out to
Now
me.
they
Dan.
owe me $10.
Well, in that case,
This video brought to you by HP Laptops.
Yeah, brought to you by Carl Jr. Why do you keep saying that? Beat me every time they do.
We are $48 away from the first milestone, which is great.
woo, let's go.
Woo-hoo.
Okay, cool. So Kenny Quinn is a champion. Well, he's a former champion of MMA.
Once a champion, always a champion.
In my book.
Multiple champion of a fighting organization called Fighters Haven, and he decides to retire to just take on the life of a vigilante. So he does that in the first issue, and it's pretty cool. And
As we all do.
I always forget to put the page count in. And then Matt Knowles told me, "Hey, I don't think I saw that," so I fixed that while I was at work.
Live update, guys. Live update.
Yeah. So Fish is the artist. He
Indeed.
did all this cool art. Yeah, and he did the lettering, and then the color flatter. I think her name is Shane. if that's
Yeah,
how you
Hannah
say it.
Shane Kui.
Yep. Okay.
Love her. Use her for everything.
Yeah. Hector. This is his first time he edited a script. So
It's fun.
And then I had Katrina do proofreading because she gave me a pull quote, and then she's like, "Hey, commas," and I was like, "Oh, okay. You want to get paid for that?" She's like, "Okay." So,
Did you get paid by comma? Is that how that
no.
works? No.
The dictionary pays her per comma.
Oh,
Yeah, she
Yeah,
did.
Webster.
Webster's got that moolah, you know.
I wish. Yeah, so if you like Daredevil, Punisher, or Batman Year One, you'll love Knightwatch. This is a 3-issue plot arc. The other 2 issues are written, but they do have to be edited still. The second one was kind of edited, and then Hector got busy with life and being all selfish and shit. So, yeah.
Make me sick.
I know, right? Oh, how dare he? So, yeah, but
You hear these
art
men
is done. The
talking
book
crap
is
about
done.
that?
The book is done. The only thing that has to happen is we have to print the book, and all the other rewards that are pretty cool rewards. And, yeah.
Who's that guy?
Hey,
Cool. So we have a PDF tier that's for $6. Fish also did the graphics for this because I'm not a graphic designer. Then the physical tier is $15. You get the physical copy and a digital copy. The $35 tier, you get the art print, which is one of like the coolest scenes I think in the first issue, like an action scene. He's going after one of the Russians. The trading card, and there's a button magnet which Fish came up with. So, and I think you made one.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah, I do.
Yeah.
It's on my refrigerator right now.
That's cool.
That's what I took a picture of with the artwork.
If only Greg would let him upstairs to check. You know?
I know.
I'm saying.
It's on the little mini fridge downstairs. So. The $50 tier is the T-shirt tier. You get the Fighters Haven bunch of stuff. That's Fighters Haven. We have a keychain, championship belt sticker, the physical and digital copies of the comic, and the T-shirt. $75 tier. There's a digital commentary that we're going to be doing. That's like there's a commentary and there's a narration. So I think we're narrating it, or Fish. I don't know. We'll figure that out when we get to it. But it's happening. It's a thing. Because Fish has a lot of like fans that are dyslexic, and it's a really good idea. And I always wanted to do it, but we just never did.
audiobooks.
Oh yeah, I've had so many people that have bought a bunch of my books. They're like, man, they're beautiful. I've looked at every page. I haven't read it yet, but I will one day. And I'm like, if I could do something to help make that easier, why wouldn't you? You know?
Yeah, legit.
Yeah, it's really cool.
If you're looking for a voiceover artist, Greg,
What?
voiceover artist, hey, I'm trying to launch a career.
Onyx? You talk about Onyx?
Yeah, he's very advanced.
Yeah, I can hear it. He's promising.
$100 tier, which Fish will draw something of some sort, single character. There's a special card that you get if you get that tier. It's this card that is in the comic at the end of the first issue, and it will have something special for the people that back that. There will be a QR code that goes to something special that I still have to we have to build on our website, but it'll be a thing. So you back that tier, you get something cool.
Fish, I got a quick question for you. That Knightwatch, the logo, can you give me the digital version of that? Because I just don't have it.
Pretty sure it's in a folder.
Which folder?
It says Sear Nova that was shared to us by him, and then it's like raw images.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is all the back end stuff you guys
If
have.
it's not there, I'll send you another one. And I was thinking I'll send you one without the red stripe and send you a red stripe. Because there's been a couple of times I've used it on something, and I wish I could have stretched that stripe out longer.
Yeah, thanks for converting that. By the way, that was my first time actually drawing out the logo, so I felt pretty excited about that.
Mm-hmm. It came out good.
Hey, good job.
Yeah, we're almost to the first milestone. Fish had the idea of like, so there's like a construction scene in the comic, and that Knightwatch goes to, and it's actually in an old neighborhood of his where he used to live in a orphanage when he was a kid. So his neighborhood's like being torn down, so he's another reason to like kind of go there.
Gentrification, man. That's the real enemy.
Yeah. So yeah, we're almost at the $250 mark, which is pretty cool. It's doing better than the last Kickstarter that we tried to do in February. So
we won't speak of that, Greg.
no, we won't.
Don't speak
Better things
of
are
that.
coming from them. Now we got some cool backer goals. We have Burlap, No Rest for the Wicked. That's at 25 backers. Dreamix, which is a bunch of dreams that are like short stories, like comic form. Set the Hook, which is issue 1 by Chad Perkins, and then Bad Webbit at 150 backers. So, yeah.
Sick. Those are awesome.
There's some testimonials that people gave me. Justin Story said Knightwatch can go all 5 rounds with any superhero comic. That's right.
Greg, where did you see that folder is?
In our Google Drive that says shared with me, and then
it's a shared with me. I was looking in our folders. That's why.
Oh no!
And then what's? Oh, it's here. No, I see it.
We have an estimated shipping date of August 2025. We only have 2 projects that we're going to be like really focused on for Kickstarter this year. This one and like trade. So it should be able to go out in August. Like the comic's already done. So
Nice.
unless we hit like $1 million and you guys want a bunch of different covers, okay.
Let's go.
Or you want us to make a champion belt so Greg can rock it when we go to conventions.
Oh, that would be cool.
That's actually that was a thing that I was going to do as a reward, but then shipping that, I'm like,
No. If we get
I got so many wrestling belt advertisements in my feed after talking to you about that.
yeah,
It's like every other post was like,
oh my god, they're like, are they sites that'll make them for us?
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We should send those
Trophy-
companies to us so we can look at them because like
Trophy something. It's gonna pop up in my Instagram as soon
Yeah.
as I go into Instagram.
Yeah, it's already done. The AI's listening. You're
Yeah,
good.
you said it out loud in front of some electronic device.
They call it manifesting.
It's gonna show
yeah. By the way, I was gonna say, did you guys fill out that form and get all your money from Apple because they definitely didn't do it, but they paid a settlement on it.
Oh yeah. I wish I'm not an Apple user. Could have used the money though. Would have been nice.
Think about it. You could have got like $20.
I have a couple Apple charging cables in my van. Does that count?
That counts.
Well, no, it's from the past. It's like any Siri usable device from like 2012 to 2019 or something like that. So like Apple Watch, Apple phone.
Yeah, the last thing I used was the Macintosh 2, and I've been off Apple ever since.
It's like that's all the
I
Apple.
like that device, but I got off of Steve Jobs' business practices.
Draw Greg like one of your French girls.
Ooh la la.
There you go. That's an idea right there. Now the trick is to get Greg to pose for that picture. That's gonna be the tough part. He's a loser.
Yeah.
He's gonna fall asleep sometime. Don't worry about it.
He'll sneak up from the basement.
Yeah.
Somehow he has to get off the leash. I don't know how that's gonna happen.
Yeah, my giant self is real light on my feet on the stairs.
The house is not. It's from 1920, so it definitely doesn't creak at all.
No.
No, it screams. It doesn't creak. All right, so Fish, I had one question for you, man.
One answer.
So, how did you get the book to look so amazing with the fins? How do you draw so well with the fins? I gotta know. Are you right finned? Or are you left finned? Maybe it's a layered question.
Oh, I'm right finned.
Okay,
100%.
right finned. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. I've years of practice. Like they're almost indistinguishable from hands now. But years of practice, years of trimming to separate the digits. It's a whole thing.
Wow.
You don't want to get into it. It's like trying to like bifurcate your tongue and keep it that way. It's a whole thing. But, I got there eventually.
It's like gauging your ears as well. Yeah. Okay. Cool. That was it. That was all I got.
Slow process and can go horribly wrong if you make a mistake.
See, my one question would have been like hard shell or soft shell, because it's we're talking about tacos here. We're not talking about shellfish. We're talking about tacos.
That makes me crabby. Yeah, that's what we need. We need a soundboard.
Oh man,
Greg, there should be a soundboard in here. We pay enough. Let's.
We don't. I don't pay the highest amount anymore.
I didn't say the highest. We pay enough, Greg. We pay enough.
They need to provide it. All right. They at least need
sound effects. Wah, wah, wah.
They should do that.
Yeah.
I was about to get naked tonight.
God, I'm going through making all the cover, or what's it called, like the Facebook cover, Twitter cover,
Yeah.
all this stuff. That's why I was looking for that logo a second ago.
There's so many little things to do before you launch a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And I always forget something in the process. Like
that's what I forgot.
I was shipping everything. I had everything packed up, and I got to this one order, and I looked at it, and I was like, "Oh crap!" He ordered original art from one of my old stories, and I never emailed him to see which page he wanted. And luckily, when I emailed him, he emailed me back like 10 minutes later. And he was like, "Oh, yeah, this page looks really cool," which made me sad because it's my favorite page. But it's the most awesome, so I don't blame him. I knew it was going to go first. And so I managed to get it packed up with everything else and shipped out this morning. But it's always something I forget. Usually it's I forget to send the surveys out altogether.
Yeah.
I'm sitting here packing boxes that don't have any addresses. Done that twice.
Well, I gotta say, from what I know about the script from editing and seeing it like being fleshed out, it's really awesome. Like how it's kind of taken shape, I think is really awesome. I think you did a great job, Fish. Greg, I think we did a great job of putting the story together in a nice cohesive way. And I look forward to issue 2 and 3. I think it's a great arc. Honestly, it's it's a cool art.
And I made a cool logo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got some.
Yeah.
And
I should put you in the team. Be like logo create.
I know he didn't even put me in the credits.
Oh, wow. Well, you're
the team pictures.
I'm just the face. That's what it is. I'm just this beautiful face.
Is amazing.
You're gonna be on the Sierra Nova logo pretty soon because you're the logo guy, so you can do it.
Yeah.
It's Dylan's eye.
There's gonna be an intro video for Sierra Nova, and it's just gonna like zoom out from the eye. And it's gonna just be his face. Yeah. It's like you thought it was Shane Murphy's face. No, it's Dylan.
You'll learn today.
I was always watching you.
That's something I'm always saying. Like, indie comics needs more people involved than just writers and artists. Because, like, we need people that are organized and can get stuff done, that can make sure surveys get sent out in time so that you have the addresses to send stuff to and you don't forget. Or, like, there's people that are really good at sales and stuff. Like, I know people that write some of the coolest books I've ever read. Like, one of them, I literally tell people to go pick up, like, it's a great book on how to start a superhero story. He's not a great salesman. Like, whatever reason, he's not a good salesman, and he can't sell nothing at shows. And I'm like, it's one of the best books I've ever read, and it's gorgeous. But, he doesn't have that, what kind of thing.
You need the carnival barker in you. Greg knows. I'm always like, hey, howdy, howdy, howdy. Like to every person who walks by, I'm like, hey, you want to give me your money? It's like, why would I do that? It's like, because I have books and they're awesome and you want them. And then they're like, oh, okay. And then they give us money. It's pretty.
You know what? Oh, man, if they're walking with their girlfriend, I got you, man. If they're walking with their girlfriend, like, studies show you're 20% more likely to get lucky if you buy your girlfriend an indie comic. And, like, if you can get a giggle out of them, then you can get them to stop for a second and you get a chance to pitch. And, it's all up to you from there.
It's like you get a chance to pitch so that they get a chance to pitch.
I'm saying, man, everybody wins.
This baby face, is that what he's talking about? This
I
baby
think so.
face just creates joy. He just brings joy to the world. So
Yeah,
welcome,
in
Joy
fact,
too.
we've gone up triple in donations since he jumped on the line. It's crazy.
he's going hungry, everyone. He needs Knightwatch to be successful to eat tonight. Okay.
Yeah, he just won't eat. He's just like, we try to feed him, he won't eat unless Knightwatch gets funded today.
I'm definitely not exploiting my child for donations. It's not
There was
what
actually
Hunger strike.
there's actually
Not
a really
even a
funny,
moldy crust of bread until we're funded. My God.
Lock the doors. Lock them.
Oh, Greg's baby face.
Oh, okay. That guy. Yep. I don't know. Tell him what they've won, Greg.
A lot of stories.
Oh my God. I wonder how much that would be. I wonder how much it would cost to get like custom printed empty cans and just like be able to have like a can of whoop ass from Knightwatch as like a stretch goal. That would be so freaking awesome.
Yeah.
I don't think it's actually that much to get can labels, because you can get like blank, like empty cans and then just stickers that wrap around them too.
Mm-hmm.
Temple of the Dog, Hungry Plays.
Let me see how it's music. All right, we gotta put it on now. Shit.
I know you can get custom water bottles done easy,
I'm on it.
but it's got to be a can.
With Greg's face on it.
Even if it's a dog food can or something, like just a can.
That.
Whoop ass. That'd be awesome.
See, we should all just beat the crap out of Greg, then put his face on there and be like can of whoop ass, but it's his like missing.
I was gonna say Photoshop it, but I like where your head's at.
How else are you gonna get out of that basement? You got to fight your way out.
If
After
we
getting
get
a
the
script handed to me
$2,000,
saying stadium full of people at an MMA match, I was like, what the hell is this guy thinking? Turns out it's an awesome shot. Dang.
I almost did a thing that Danny J. Quick did for Ace Blade a few times. So he's done like push-ups if you hit a certain milestone.
Mm-hmm.
I was going to do that because, MMA fighter. He exercises. I don't, but clearly. But
yeah, when I asked that question earlier, like hard shell, soft shell, he's like both. Like, at the same time.
Together. It's called a chalupa, bro.
Exactly.
Taco Bell.
Gordita crunch.
Dipped in cheese, deep fried.
Oh, dipped in cheese. Oh my God, I hate it when Tostitos they do this. They're normally like $5 or $6 for those like the dips, and then they'll be like, if you buy 4 of them, you get them for like $2. I'm like, well, crap. Now I got to buy 4 of them because they're awesome, and they're $2.
I'm not wasteful. Come on.
Exactly.
Yes,
We're saving money at this point.
Ridiculous.
That's what gets me with the big print runs, because I didn't do one for Green Zone 4, and I'm like, oh man, for $100 more, I could have had like 300 more copies.
You're a monster.
But I don't need them. But I'm like, man, I could have spent more money and saved.
You would have just been like making it rain with comics,
Oh, here we go. I can
Fish at the club.
If we hit $2,000 by the end of the night, I'll do 10 push-ups.
By the end of the hour.
By the end of the hour, I'll do 10.
If we hit by the end of the hour, I'll do 10 push-ups.
So if that happens by tomorrow, I think we're gonna have a rest in peace, Greg. Here on there.
If we hit 2,000 at the end of the hour, I'll go run a marathon. What's going on here?
Oh yeah. But so the
black and white slow pan across his face.
There was a T.S. Luther. He did a TikTok.
I know that dude.
Yeah. You probably saw the TikTok. So he had his.
I've been on TikTok.
It was he was talking about Hellion and Bash, and he had like Sarah McLachlan playing in the background. It's like in the house, and he was like holding his like dog or cat or whatever, or his baby or his kid or whatever. For $10 simple dollars, you can back my campaign, and I can feed my family. Like, yeah, you can do that.
I wish I could do that.
He's lonely, living on the floor.
My youngest is 18 and all furry. I don't think that's going to have the same Same
I
effect.
think
I can
it'll
put my
work.
little chihuahua up. She looks pathetic.
I think it'll work. I think, just put them on there. Just make them all grizzled, you know what I mean? Just hunched over a dinner table looking for a meal.
Just a $35 donation to the Kickstarter. I can get him a razor and deodorant he desperately needs.
A McDonald's meal.
McDonald's.
Oh, God.
I can do 25 loads of laundry, which would clear up a quarter of his floor.
That's walking room he desperately needs.
Yeah, there'll be more room for activities.
Yeah, he needs a walking path, We all need a walking path.
Oh, my God.
Except Knightwatch, he makes his walking path.
Yeah, he does.
He
Jumping
walks to
roof
his
to
own
roof.
path.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love Canva for like quick designs. Like I swear to God, every time I go to like look up one of their templates, like, hey, let's do the Facebook cover image, and then you're like, and then you upload it, and you're like, this doesn't even fit. Like, what's the point of the template if it never fits?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was working with Canva not so long ago, and I was like, this is extremely unintuitive. I hate you. And yeah, 30 minutes later, I was still messing with it. So
it's like 30 minutes later, three bodies later.
Exactly.
My wife's always like, "Oh, let's get this. This will be a neat crafty thing." And I'm like, I don't want to have to learn a new proprietary piece of software to work with this device. Like I almost fought her on getting the Cricut, but I was like, that's her thing. She'll use it. She's never touched that Cricut. I use it all the time.
I think they are the one of those purchases that's a closet purchase. Like it just sits there in the closet and just collecting dust.
It sat on her desk that we put together for it to make a center for it for a year. And then I finally broke it out because I needed to try making some stickers, and it turns out it's pretty cool. I use it fairly often.
There you go.
Nice.
Well, fellas, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Onyx is over there like, no, don't let him take me.
I'm getting famous, Dad.
He's the one who wants to go right now. He's getting real antsy.
Wow, that's rude. Rude, Onyx.
Because I'm awesome.
He's got a thing against fish because set the hook.
Screech. Onyx just used Screech, guys, so you're all defenseless now. Watch out for attacks. All right, guys. Love you. Bye.
All right, let's talk
Yeah,
shit.
let's Kickstarter,
Oh,
guys.
he's still here.
Yeah, wait till I leave, Greg. Give me at least 2
Wait till I actually figure out how to leave.
Yeah.
This is as hard. We were talking about that earlier. It's as hard as getting out of a gym membership. You just trapped it. You close this thing? No. You sure you want to close?
Yes. Okay, but we have discounts if you sign up again. On the 5th month, it activates, and then on the 6th month, you get charged $20 extra. So
I can't believe there's 4 viewers and I only see 1 like up in the top. That's messed up.
lazy viewers. All
That
right,
means they're
okay.
watching and they don't like it. That's messed up. I thought you liked it.
Watch.
Say less, guys. Say less.
There needs to be a "you suck" button for the people that hate watching.
But they're still watching. Look at that.
Yeah.
No, look at these stupid.
You guys are gluttons for
It's the
punishment.
shiny head. It draws the attention.
Bye,
I'm
guys.
not gonna lie. I was gonna ask if you polished it today because it's looking smooth.
Yeah, I saw. I took a photo of myself
There, what? What'd you do?
from the
She
side
had a
and
heart.
saw how far back the hairline was, and I was like, "Oh goodness, yeah, I need to shave again." I shaved for so long, I forget that the hairline's steadily creeping.
Actually, it looks like high tide. Is that the point?
I look weird bald. That'd be weird.
Oh
You?
man, I was so afraid of shaving my head because
No, you got it. Look at
when
that.
I was in junior high, I got the bright idea. I really loved the dude from the show Hunter. The old cop had had a little bit of male pattern, a little bit of a widow peak kind of thing going on, and I thought it was made him look really awesome. So I decided to like shave right here on my head, and in junior high, and it made my head look like it was this big swollen basketball thing sticking out. And then I found out that we had pictures the next day at school, so those pictures got destroyed when they came home, and just disappeared. I don't know what happened to those. They didn't end up in the fire pit. No. And so I was terrified my whole life because I thought I had these big giant knots on the side of my head. And then I finally like shaved my head for a mohawk in high school, and I was like, oh, wait a minute, it's not so bad after all. And now I like it. I did it.
It's kind of funny. It's like I feel like there's that part between almost balding or bald and then bald, where like your head looks weird because the hair adds like a shadow almost, and then you get your head just stands out.
Oh yeah, like that's the thing that was getting me was because my hair had grown out enough that it was getting long enough that I was like, that just looks weird. And the weird thing is, in the mirror, it looks to me like I still had more hair up here because the lights around the mirror are catching it and making the little hair shine and making them look more substantial. And then I took a picture and I was like, oh no, oh, how do you go outside looking with me looking like that, babe?
Make me sick.
Can't do it. I had to shave that off quickety quick. I'm too vain.
That's fine. It's so
vain. I feel special that we haven't got any like spam messages on Kickstarter yet.
I don't know if that's good. We're all out of business. Hey, 1 second.
I was going to say most of the ones I'm on usually get some spammy hate messages, but then we're awful white male in here.
Well, I got one like on Facebook like as soon as it launched, but and now I get like emails. We get emails like from people that definitely don't look real. Like, hey, I would like.
Oh, I am so sick of I am a comic book artist from another country. Can I show you my work so I can get job from you, rich American? Like, I am so sick of those emails or messages and DMs over and over and over again.
Yeah, I rich American. Like, no, not.
Like, I could do so much work if you would just buy me a new laptop, rich American. I'm like, dude, if I could buy me a new laptop, I'd be real happy right now. I sure can't afford to buy you a new laptop. I say as I actually just bought myself a new laptop recently.
Oh, what an asshole.
And I'm hurting for it, but by God, I needed it. So
I was going to have a variant cover for this issue, but I couldn't get that out in time, so that's not going to happen. But the second or third issue will have, well, the second issue will definitely have a variant cover by someone else. But it's called Money. I kind of need it, so I don't.
Is that the name of the variant cover? Money?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's called Money. I need it.
Oh, that would be a fun one. Do you know how he's on the ground?
Or J.G. Wentworth.
Do you know how he's on the ground right now? Yeah, he's on the ground right now. We can just make another cover called The Money Shot.
Oh. Just change the color of the puddle and we're good.
You just got to invert the colors of the background and the.
Oh my God! Okay, it was nice being involved in indie comics before I got canceled. 877 cash now.
You're the same guys that make that cat comic?
Yeah.
Yep, just that one. Now don't Google the other one.
877 cash now.
877 cash now.
Yeah, if there was ever a more, I can't even think of a more catchy jingle than that. Like that is like I don't even know what their service is, and I know that
it's not that the words even inherently catchy. It's just the way they sung it. Like they just put that inflection on it and made it fun, and I love that. That's brilliant. I never would have thought of that.
Believe in themselves. 877 cash now.
Free
Which
credit
again
for
comes
that
back
game.
to the different creativity we need. We need people that think outside the box, because
Yeah.
I can do lots of cool stuff.
And Dylan lives in a box, so sometimes he gets out of the box.
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
He goes to the gym.
He's the man in the box.
You live in a box.
I'm pretty sure a lot of us live in a box. You just have
Class
doors.
case of emotion.
Doors and boxes. Boxes. I'm trying to find the dang size on this freaking, what's it called? This cover image. It's like, what is it? Why does Facebook keep it a secret?
Facebook?
Oh, the Facebook header?
Yeah.
Doesn't Canva have...
That's what I'm saying. That's what I was saying. Their template doesn't match the size. It's too big. That's what I said earlier. It's so stupid.
Oh, I didn't hear that.
I don't. It's so funny too because like Canva's pretty sweet for doing like social media stuff, but then there's this small little problem where it's like, hey, wouldn't it save you a lot of time if you click one button and have the template? It's like, yeah, if it was the right template.
I don't like that Instagram changed their post.
Oh, to the 4x5 instead of the
I don't like
instead
that.
of the square. Yeah,
It says 820 by 360 tall.
820 by
2025.
360. That seems too small, but it's probably double that size for like clarity or whatever. One second, I want to try that one. Let me do resize.
I just write things.
1 second. Customize, custom size. You said 820, so 1640. Yeah. And then what was the other one?
360.
So 360 be 6. Wait, 360 is 720.
720. Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, that's taller. No, that can't be it. It's shorter than that because the one that I have is
that one had that one.
Oh no, 720 is shorter. Never mind. Stupid.
It was zone and stuff.
No, you're correct. I ended up I was looking at it wrong. 924 is the height that it put it as, but the correct 720 is small.
Are you dyslexic?
No, not dyslexic.
Get the narration.
I was looking at them separate.
If you need, there'll be a narration to the book, so you can follow along too.
Why is this not resizing? Oh.
I want to do that in like every comic now, but
oh yeah. Like I'm trying to think it through. I want to find some people that would be interested. I'm wondering if reaching out to the fans that supported the books might be interested. You might find some people that wanted to volunteer to read some parts, because I think it'd be a fun way to get them involved too. Yeah. But
you could even do that for like a certain tier. Maybe we find like a certain tier. If you do this one or higher, then if you'd like to be involved, then we'll do like a lotto on it. If because you might get everybody interested, and then you have to do a lottery. But if not, it's like whoever submits. That'd be cool.
Why is that rain so loud?
You say rain?
The rain. It's like hitting the window, but it's like it's.
But it's magic.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's that sideways rain.
That's
talking about.
It's rain sideways. Thanks, Ollie.
Yeah, back to you, Ollie.
What was I saying? On a virtual con 2 years ago, we did like a Mittens read through. So everybody did like a voice for a character. And that was pretty fun. So,
see, that would be a fun thing to do at an event like that, and just record it, and then you've got it. And that.
Well, I could technically find that again, and then we're gonna do that for the trade. We're one of the reward tiers. We're gonna do that again, and then, but like ahead of time, and then I'm gonna just
Yeah, that's the thing. I want to do one for Alice, but I got to find a female to do the voice, because I can do a lot of voices. I can't do a convincing.
You can't hit that
soprano lady voice.
No, what the soprano? I don't remember what that is.
Maybe an old hag or something.
Guys, thank you, Braden Valoria.
He's a new creator, and he just funded his Kickstarter like a little while ago. Like,
congrats.
He was on Travis's Hangout thing like a couple of weeks ago, a month ago, whatever it was.
Nice.
Yeah, it looks cool.
Congrats. That's a big deal in this day and age.
Yeah. Back in my day, we failed a campaign. We did.
Hey, Hey,
I
Greg.
remember the first time I worked on a book for a client and the campaign failed. I was freaking heartbroken. I was like, oh man, I worked so hard on that and it didn't succeed. And I was like, man, this is it. My career's over. Nobody else is going to want to hire me because this book didn't get funded and whatnot. And then the next day I got a notification in my email that the campaign had just launched, and he just relaunched it and retooled a couple of tiers and turned around and relaunched it again. But this was it. It's over. He tried. It's done. Good try. Dust yourself off. See you next time. He just relaunched it and freaking succeeded. And
That's awesome.
since then, I've seen a couple of times that for one reason or another, it just wouldn't hit because, the time of year or whatever. And he turned around, retool, and relaunch and been successful. And I never would have dreamed of that on my own if I hadn't seen him just be like, it's a business. You just try again.
Yeah. For Chronicles of Horror 1 and 2, I just asked for too much money, like for the goal, because I was actually trying to get paid back for like everything that I did. And then my friend Aaron Dallin was like, yeah, you should not expect that. And I was like, yeah, I'm stupid. So then we were like so close to like funding, like people came out of the woodwork, like on Twitter and shit. And then out of nowhere, not out of nowhere, but like it didn't fund. Like it was like so close to $5,000, but it didn't get there. And then I was like, yeah, like I accepted that it wasn't going to fund, and I'm going to do a lower goal. And then I did a Kickstarter, which is the only time I ever did a Kickstarter so far, and it funded in November. And I'm like, I know they don't do that well in November, December, so we just did it for like 2 weeks, and then it funded like pretty quick. And then, yeah.
See, that's the thing. I've gotten the same results whether I did a month or did 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And Lori Foster pointed that out to me because she's like, I always got that 2 dead weeks in the middle. So she just decided to try taking that 2 weeks out of the middle and had basically the same campaign she would have had anyway.
Yeah.
And
like Carissa Grant does so many campaigns.
But I do like the idea though. Like people like look at anything in the art world and don't treat it like a business. And it's like, it's a business. You try and fail. Like it's okay to fail. Like just do it again. Like I think it's something crazy. Like most millionaires have a couple bankruptcies under them just from like trying and fail. And it's like, it's not a shameful thing. That's like the norm, if anything.
Oh yeah. The people that are going to succeed are the people that hit a failure and keep going and figure it out. I mean, there are those people that fail and then just keep heading in that direction, beating their head against the wall. But the people that learn and change course and figure out what they did wrong, like I had one campaign I did that I just threw everything at the wall. I did 3 books in one campaign, like 3 completely different genres, and I had them done. So why not put them all in the same campaign? And I did all these tiers, and I did all this stuff, and it funded, but just barely. Like it just barely made it past the finish line. Didn't do nearly what my campaigns normally would do. Oh, and I also tried the like $500 as the goal, so I could be like funded in 5 minutes or whatever. And after we hit that, everybody's like, okay, well you're funded, and it was a slog to get anywhere near what I needed, and I realized from that one, the biggest lesson I learned was don't change too many things at one time, because I don't know what screwed me. Like, I don't know which one of those many things I did differently screwed me. If it had been the $500 goal, okay, don't do that again. If it had been 3 books at one time, if it had been one of those books people didn't like, whatever. But I cannot decipher which one it was.
That was definitely our big thing. Like for our very first Kickstarter that we ever ran, it was actually on Indiegogo first, but yeah, we just had like 800 goals, and it was like, all these different things that we were going to do, like a video game, comic books, and this, and it's like, we have like, even a person looking at it has no idea what's going on. So it's like, what the hell's all this like going on over here?
It's like funding a company, not funding like one thing.
Like, it's like funding a whole entertainment industry at that point.
Yeah, it's like, if you want to do that, you get a bank loan or a venture capitalist. Like, that's what that's how you do that.
Which that's another thing that people usually make a mistake of when they're crowdfunding is like they're thinking big picture, like I'm gonna be bigger than Marvel. I'm gonna have a bigger cinematic universe, bigger interconnected stories than Marvel. And I'm like, dude, you are one guy working in a basement. Like, you do not have 50 years and hundreds of different creators working together, cranking out dozens of books a month for 50 years to build this interconnected thing that Marvel has going for it now. Like, you don't have that. Tell one story and tell it well. Like, you accomplish that, you can have fans for the rest of your life. But like, you're not going to beat that unless you've got the money to throw at it to try and beat that. Like, don't swing for that. Swing for getting something in somebody's hand that they can read and that they can enjoy. The fact that, like, I'm looking at names on the backer list as I'm packing boxes that have been there for every campaign that I've done now is freaking nuts. That they're people that I don't know. Like, it's not my aunt or the guy from church. Like, it's people I never met that came in on the first book and just stuck around.
Yeah, there's definitely a backer that I like recognize on this one, that he's backed every single campaign we've done since we've been doing campaigns, like, for a while. And I'm like, oh, well, that guy's back again. That's kind of cool. Mm-hmm. There's like a few of those, and that's like the super fans that you're actually trying to get. That's the your 1,000 true fans. So that's what Dylan talks about every 5 fucking seconds on a podcast.
But it's true. It's one of those things where, like, your goal should be to get super fans, not just fans, because these are the people that will buy everything you ever make ever. And the other problem is you also can't neglect them either. You have to make sure that you have to make sure that they are appreciated, because I always hate it when I see some discount or something from a company I've been doing business with forever, and they're like, for new people you get this massive discount. It's like, what about the people that have been giving you money for like 8 years? Like, what about those people?
What about the people that have been here all this time, regularly paying my bill, and now you're coming in offering somebody else a discount? And when I ask about that, no, that's only for new people. We want you to leave and come back later.
Shut up, Verizon.
There's at the last convention that we were at in Connecticut, which was an awesome one. There's a guy that came up to our table kind of near the end of it, and he was obsessed with just this turtle character that was one of the stories in our horror anthology. We actually have a T-shirt. His name is Bobby T, because he's Robert Turtleton. But that me and Hector did as a joke, and then I wrote the story. He's like, "Oh, so this is the actual thing now?" I was like, "Yeah." So it's just a 3-page story in that anthology that we made, and he's like, "Anything with this turtle, I'll buy." And I'm like, "Well, we do have a T-shirt, but like we have to like relaunch it on our website." And then he's like, "Yeah, I buy that." And like anything with that, like I could easily make a story for that. Like it won't be hard. He's going to be in our 3rd and final issue of Chronicles of Horror, which was going to come out this year, but now it's going to be next year. He's in it for 5 seconds. He's pulling a wagon with a dead guy in it. He's just pulling it down the street. So, yeah. So if, like, Chucky meets a tortoise, that's what that is.
Is he a tortoise or a turtle?
Turtle, whatever.
Or is he both? Because I think turtles are technically of the tortoise category.
Why you gotta confuse me? Okay. I'm trying to look good in front of fish.
Dude, what is love?
I'm trying to impress fish. Come on.
Anthony, get back to work. No.
What's up, man?
Yeah, he's making tacos or whatever he's making there. That's literally what he does at work. So.
That's funny. Wait, then hard shell or soft shell? Where is he?
This is the consuming question of the night. I used to always be team soft shell, but I'm coming around. I'm coming around on the hard shell when they've had time to get a little soggy in the middle. It's a sweet spot. Or like freshly fried. That's a whole different category.
I like the soft shell, or what you do is you take the hard shell, take a soft shell, coat it in cheese, place the hard shell inside, wrap it around. Oh yeah, that's how you do that.
Is that like a crunch wrap?
Well, the whole point is that in case the hard shell breaks, it's all held together by the soft shell. That's the whole annoying thing with it.
Mm-hmm. That's what I like about freshly fried. Like when you do it right, like it's crispy, but it's also soft enough that like you can hold stuff and it won't just split. It has a little give to it. Greasy and not good for you. Wonder how I got to 400 pounds? Let me tell you. I can give you a list. The tacos are high
of
on
ingredients.
We are now at 208, so that's cool.
I saw that.
Yeah.
Greg, I updated the Facebook page. Share it and then show it and see if it looks good.
Share it on Facebook. Okay. Okay, with these notifications.
What?
I don't know. I'm presenting.
Don't sound good.
Where?
Hit refresh.
Oh, right there.
Yeah, go up top and then refresh. It should be updated.
I just went on to it. Oh, okay. There you go. Oh, that's cool.
What do you think, Fish? Look good?
Yeah, it looks good.
Yeah.
Nice. Do you like the log line?
Retired MMA legend with a haunted past becomes a vigilante in a city ruled by organized crime. A war that threatens everything and everyone he loves. Oh.
I will be 100% honest. I wasn't going to read and I was like, oh, there's words. And then I went down and looked at Knightwatch.
Cool.
Maybe I'll have to put a bubble or something around it.
I'm getting to where I try more and more to cut away as much as I possibly can on like my pitches and stuff and try to get them down as concise and to the point as I can. Like for Green Zone, I've been trying to reword it and rework it and see what I can do to get it down to the core of what it is. Because especially when I'm pitching like 3 or 4 books at a con, I want to be like, okay, here's this story, this story, this story. Which one do you want to hear about? And, you know, and not be like, okay, see, this book is all about mutants in a world where like it's legal to be a mutant. Like that's too much. I'm tired by the end of the day already. But I've got it down to like, what was it? When being a mutant is illegal, 5 years of service is your only way to citizenship. And like that's short and to the point.
That right there got me interested. I was like, oh, that sounds like Starship Troopers.
Yeah, I mean it's kind of similar in a lot of ways. Like when you're a mutant, you lose your citizenship. You're not really a person anymore, and then you get shoved into these concentration camps called the Green Zones, and forgotten about. And you gotta prove you're not a threat to humanity by serving for 5 years. And it can be like the military or sanitation or fire department. This just happens to be following a group of cops around. And the problem is with my old one, when I started with, mutant cops, and that was like my first line, I would see that switch go off in somebody's head, and whatever they thought about cops, they would assume I was on the other side of the argument, and they would be done with me like right then. And I'm like, hey, however you feel about cops, it's not that story. Like that's not what this story is about. The story is about how much life sucks for these people and how stacked behind the 8 ball they are, and how you can't win for losing in the system. And they're risking their lives because they desperately want out of here and want to make a better life for themselves. and just how corrupt the system is and how messed up people are to each other. And, it's not about pro cop or anti cop at all. It's about, it's a tough job and it sucks and cops suck and like everything sucks.
It's like sometimes people suck.
Yeah. And sometimes people can't win for losing. And that's Virgil's whole life story right there in a thimble for you.
All right, Greg, I updated it. Check it out now.
Did what?
And then
Look
share
what I
it.
can do.
Fish was judging me, so I had to make it better.
Greg, are you watching? Look.
What am I doing?
Jackal. Is it a jackal?
It's a jackal. If it wasn't like the first time, I would be. The gloves are off. The real fight began.
You gotta share it. You can't see it.
Oh my!
Yeah, I can't see it. I have no proof that he changed it at all. I think he's just putting on a show.
Yeah, you call me a
I think
liar.
he's talking tough. Trying to earn a little artificial street cred.
The gloves are off.
Oh, now see, that I dig. That,
yeah, cool.
That I read.
Awesome. Yeah.
Like that one page in the first issue of Spawn where it just like goes on and on and on. I didn't read that page for like 3 years. That book. I figured out around it, what was going on. But
I have pork chops in my fridge, but do I want to cook them? I don't know.
Greg's like, do I want to stand up?
I'll stand up. For $2,000 on my Kickstarter, I'll cook myself dinner.
I will stand up.
I will stand up.
There's so many mornings that I'm like, you know what? I would really like an omelet. And I'm like, it's right there. I could just do it. But I'm like, that's like half a penciled page I could get done. So I get a bowl of cereal and I sit down and start to work.
That's my goal. I gotta get to an hourly rate that's so high that it's worth hiring a chef to do that.
Yeah, I think that's all of our goals. Yeah. I would like to just get to a point to where I could work, say, 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. I would be happy if I could cut down to that instead of the 16. I would be happy cat. I was watching a TikTok video and somebody was going down the schedule of a manga artist and like how hard they work and like he literally only has 3 hours of free time a week. And I remember looking at my wife and I was like, I do not know what I would do with 3 hours of free time. I was like, man, I could like play a video game or something, or like,
cure cancer.
paint a miniature or something for a game I'll never play. Like, I could do all kinds of fun things.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
But, you backed the campaign, but you didn't answer soft shell or hard shell.
Which was the real question asked.
And I'm not going to lie, I'm kind of upset about it.
Financial support's great and all. The emotional support's nice. But the real question is, are you making hard shell or soft shell tacos?
And I don't know how I didn't put this in the comments until now, but yeah.
Oh, it's kind of messed up.
I messed up. I done messed up, Ron.
Oh, sweet. I got a tornado watch. It's literally exactly where I am. That's fun.
What?
At least it's only a watch.
Oh, man. Yeah, I can hear the rumbling outside right now. Where are you at?
I'm in Nashville.
Oh, you're in line.
I'm not just in line. It's.
No, I'm saying that whole storm line that's coming through my house is going right up.
What is this storm that everyone keeps?
Wait, where are you? Are you near Collinwood, Mount Pleasant?
I'm near Little Rock.
Where?
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Way down that storm line.
Yeah, I'm looking for you.
I'm in upstate New York, so there's just rain.
Where the hell's Little Rock?
In the right smack dab in the middle of the state.
Oh, like the center of the state.
Like
you can't see it because it's a little rock.
No, I'm zoomed in. That's why I can't see it.
Never been west.
Oh, you're like you're way off the track. No, literally, the Stormwatch is like a big thing. It goes right through Nashville.
Yeah, it's near Kentucky. Is Hector gotta be worried?
Is he close to Bowling Green?
I don't know. I don't know. I just know he's in Kentucky. Don't ask me personal questions.
All I know is that the wind has been going insane here all day. Like my garbage and recyclable were down the street today, so I had to go get them.
Yep. You got to get that? Oh.
And then, no, and like just because like they got knocked over like pretty easily, and then I put them up against the house, and then they're like getting smashed against the house. I'm like, that like never happens.
If we hit $1,500 tonight, I'll buy a bungee cord for Dylan so
I don't get sucked up in the storm.
One bungee cord.
If we hit 2,500, we'll buy him new trash cans altogether. Oh yeah, one of ours blew off into the neighbor's yard. The other one,
yeah, my neighbor stole one of my garbage cans after the wind blew it away. And then my uncle's like, "Oh yeah, one of those squirrels took it." I'm like, squirrel? He's like, one of those new neighbors. I was like, "Oh, okay."
See, you got a longer name, but I paint a great big fat Lee right on the side of my trash cans for that very reason.
Got a big link. Dylan doesn't get
not the size of your link, it's how you use it. It's where it takes you. That's what matters.
This is a short link. This is a short link. See, it's not the long one.
Go Mr. Fish might be short, but it takes you to there.
I gotta do that.
It gets you where you want to go.
We should do that for like, I don't know, Sierra Nova or something that I don't know, makes sense.
Do what?
Something easy to remember.
A redirect page that's like, well, obviously you can do it because you've done it.
Yeah, it's SierraNovaCombat.com/Kickstarter.
Yeah, there you go. But go.
So that's why I like the Go Mr. Fish. It's so short, and having the Mr. Fish in it, like it works as my name on the shows so well.
Yeah.
And that occasionally people call me Go Mr. Fish, but I don't care.
Speaking of which, where's our? Why don't we have the names on them?
Because I made a video for the Chronicles of Horror thing. That's why I'm like, they know my name. They don't need. I don't need it.
All this time they haven't known who I am, dude. I'm Mr. Fish. Look at my shirt. I'm the guy on the shirt.
It's me.
Who's this baby face with these two bearded guys?
I don't know if I can call mine a beard with that on the show. That I feel that'd be disrespectful.
I just shaved too, like the other day.
Yeah, before it was a little.
I did too.
But I don't like facial hair on my face. It's fucking annoying.
I don't like it on my head.
He's like, I hate looking like a man.
Yeah.
That's what I always say. Every time my hair gets to like a centimeter long, I'm like, oh, my hair's so long. I look like a woman. I don't know how you put up with me. Had somebody tell me ma'am at the store the other day. I couldn't tell because my hair was in my eyes. And I shaved my head on a whim one day. Like, God, 20-something years ago. I guess maybe 25 years ago. I shaved my head on a whim one day when I heard that you could donate your long hair to Wigs for Kids. And so I went home, I Googled it. Turns out it was a real thing. Cut my hair off, put it in a bag, shipped it off. And I was like, okay, this is awesome. I'll just grow my hair back out again. And, every like 5 or 6 years, I'll shave it off and donate it because I grew really long hair. So like, yeah, this would be awesome. And it was the first time I hadn't had long hair in forever. And then once I had that shaved head, and boy, I could just scrub it in the shower and it's all nice and clean. I never had to worry about a bad hair day again. And I didn't have to wear a hat for 8 months while it grew out long enough to not look stupid. Yeah, no, I've been cue ball ever since.
Huh.
I agree. It exists now.
Does it?
SierraNovaCombat.com/Kickstarter. Test it out, and then if it works, put it in the Comments.
Oops, baby.
Doesn't work. Gets him hacked.
Yeah, I just sent him to a blacklisted website. All of a sudden, he disappears. You see like ha ha ha.
The Russians take over his computer.
Ooh, that works. That's cool.
I was never more proud of myself than when I figured out how to switch that link myself to the new campaign, because I used to have to hit a buddy of mine up to do it for me, and then I finally found the place on the domain site to do it, and I was like, oh, that's easy.
We have a WordPress site. There's a free plugin called Redirection, and I can make any link I want in there. So like what I do is like our business cards, for example. It goes to SeerNovaComics.com/business card so that I can redirect it anywhere I want. For now, it's the home page, but if I ever want to change it, I can change it very quickly.
See, that's nice. I've been putting a link to my link tree for just about everything, because I can change the order of what I want in there so easily, and I can put the new Kickstarter at the top, or if I'm trying to pimp out my Patreon, I can put that at the top.
I haven't been on our link tree in a minute. I should probably edit some things on there.
Oh, probably.
Yeah.
I got our Kickstarter on there.
Well, I think that's on there. I'll check. He's gonna check.
That's why I have mine go to the Go Mr. Fish link for my for the Kickstarter, because it will automatically change to the new Kickstarter when I do when I change it.
That's a very good idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That I stole it from Mike Watson at Freestock Comics, because they had the FSK Go as their short link to the new books, and FSK Now goes to their website. And I was like, and when we launched Green Zone, they were already using the FSK Go for another book, and we needed something for the thing, so I did Go Mr. Fish, and I've been using that thing like crazy ever since. Like MrFishComics.com, nobody ever goes there. I never pitch it. I'm always pitching the Go Mr. Fish, because it's always going to the next campaign.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, there's no Knightwatch link on here. It's
yeah. Well, not only that, you put the other Kickstarter in there instead of the link tree. So I'm going to swap that out on Instagram.
Okay.
It's going to the canceled Kickstarter right now.
Yep. Whoops a daisy.
The other thing I like about the short link is, even if somebody comes back and watches this video a year from now for some reason, if they check out the link, it will go to my new campaign, whatever that is.
Yeah.
And that's nice.
Substack. That's fine. Cool.
Okay, Greg, how do you make the Kickstarter short key go to, or the short link go to a referral link? Or can you not do that?
I think that's a little further down, like a custom referral link. So you can say this link came from so-and-so.
No, I know, but those are longer links. I'm wondering if you can turn those into short links.
You could probably do it through Bitly. If you
does Bitly make those kck.st/? That's what that does?
What?
What?
The one, this one is Bitly.
Oh no, you have the Kickstarter short key one though.
Oh, it automatically makes that when you launch your campaign, and then you just do the short link, and then you click that, copy, and then boom.
I don't know if y'all have noticed, but Kickstarter changed their setup. Like when I go to make an update, if I'm making an update on Green Zone, let's say, and I want to pitch Knightwatch on the end of it as an update. Used to, I could go to the Knightwatch page and copy and paste artwork and words and the whole thing over into my update, so I could have the first part of your campaign with artwork and stuff in there. And then they changed it so it wouldn't let me do that. But if I saved the pictures, I could import them, and it would save it as a JPEG on my computer, and then I'd have to import that JPEG. But fine, okay, I made a folder just for other people's books. That's where I save everything I download from the Kickstarter page. Now it saves them as like an AVG, and when I go to import an image, it's like, oh no, we don't accept those.
Yeah, so I have to then convert that to a JPEG.
I'm like, seriously? That's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's not. It's annoying.
I've taken to screenshotting people's campaigns and then bringing those screenshots in and posting them just to get the artwork on there quickly and not have to pester people for it, so that I can, shout somebody. It's made it so much harder trying to shout out another campaign.
I just convert the picture. It takes longer, but yeah. Or I do the screenshot like certain parts of their campaign, like the story part of it or whatever they want. Yeah. But yeah. See if this one.
Gotta be difficult.
Yeah, it's sweet, $220.
Woohoo!
$30 more if we get the first milestone.
Come on, $30.
The first milestone in the first 2 hours. That'd be solid.
Only takes $30 to make Greg
2
holler.
hours.
Come on,
well, it's
folks.
been launched since noon, but yeah.
Hush, Greg. Hush. First goal in an hour. Come on, let's do it. Yeah, we launched 20 minutes ago. Come on, we got time. We can do this in the first 30 minutes.
I was telling Greg it was funny the post this morning that went off, like letting everybody know that it was what's it called? Like the Kickstarter was starting, was our 2,222nd post on April 2nd. I was like, man, that's pretty serendipitous there.
Campaign makes $222 in debts.
Yeah. Wait,
it's his birthday. You have to pledge.
Come on, it's his birthday. You have to pledge, or he'll never get any older. You can't do that to the guy. Come on. Gotta be able to afford candles on that birthday cake. Come on, folks. Dig deep.
There should be at least one person that should donate at least $2 more or just $2 at all, so that we do get 222. That's pretty solid.
Yeah, we gotta edit the second issue soon though, because I say that, and then Dylan's like, "Yeah, but we got all this other stuff we gotta do."
That's the thing. There's always so much to do. I don't know, man.
We have so much other stuff like in the background that we do as well that like nobody even knows that we're working on. So vague posting, but yeah. So yeah, there's a few things that we're working on. Dylan's doing, and yeah,
so much stuff, so much.
I feel bad saying it, but man, I wish I was just a writer. Like, I could get so much more stuff done if I just wrote it. Like, if I had a pitch to do my drawing for me.
Don't you ever say that?
I would love it, because I mean, trying to do the artwork and the writing and the pitching and the ordering and the selling and the fulfillment and stuff, like, oh man.
Don't you ever say that. Stay here for as long as you can. For the love of God. You gotta share it.
I can't wait till I get to high school, Billy.
Man, I'm like, man, if I had a fish of my own, God, I could get so much done.
Dude, you can just go to the store and get a fish.
Yeah, they don't all have the same skill set I do. Not everyone will knock out 113 books in 6 years.
Yes.
That's nuts. I just recounted. That's a lot of books.
That's a lot of counting. Not gonna lie.
You have us on the schedule for issue 2 for Knightwatch this year, right?
Vaguely.
Vaguely. Okay. I was just wondering, because I'm like trying to figure out like when we can edit that issue while we're working on our like virtual con earlier than ever before. So, and every time someone's on our podcast, we try to invite them to that, because like last year was like the first, like we had like a wait list of people. And I'm like, wow, that's the first time. And then we have like a potential other group of people that might be helping us this year. So that's
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've only got hard and fast set up through the next book that I have to finish, and my next book that I have to finish, and a book that I'm working on with TS that I have to color. And that's all I've got officially on my schedule. It was different before I started doing my own books, because like right when I quit doing everybody else's books full time and started doing my own more, like by November, usually I would have the whole next year prepaid with jobs lined up, to the end of the year. And now I'm like, I miss the security of knowing that money was there. All I had to do was just do the work and pay myself. And I could work less hours, but I got to get my own stuff out there too. I got too many stories and I don't know how many years left, so I got to get as much out there as I can.
Yeah, I wish I had so much more money so I could pay more people like you, and I want to just keep putting out more comics.
Mm-hmm. I wish you did too, because one of your books like pays my rent and pays me to get one of my books done a little bit.
I'm pretty sure. But
I just noticed that the likes on the only likes that show in the counter are the ones on the feed that you did. So like I have people that like my post, but they don't count those. Those people matter.
Yeah.
All likes matter.
No,
all likes matter.
Oh my God!
I feel bad just saying it like that.
Oh man, what was this?
I'm getting yelled at by my girlfriend because I don't salt food when I cook, because I don't. So something happened in like middle school.
Because you're a monster.
Yeah. So I don't really use salt when I cook or anything, because in middle school, for home economics, we had to bake blueberry muffins, and I was in charge of the salt, but I misread it and I thought it said tablespoon because I'm stupid, and I did a tablespoon of salt instead of a teaspoon. And then they're all like, well, okay, serial killer. So then they just gave me all the blueberry muffins. And I was like, I'm not going to eat these. So so I got like...
I just swore I'll salt altogether for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I was going to say...
what?
I was going to say, if you eat a tablespoon of salt, it'll make you throw up.
Oh.
Like literally, like that's like the quantity. If you eat that much, you will automatically throw up.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, it's if you ever drink poison.
I don't believe you. Hold on.
I'm dead serious. I accidentally did it, so don't do it. But
accidentally do that.
How do you accidentally eat a tablespoon of salt?
All right, so real quick. So what I did was I was getting salt.
Measure it very carefully by accident.
No, I found out that if you eat a little bit of salt in the morning, it'll get you really energized quickly. And so it was when I was doing tons of like Instagram posts, like every single thing I did all day long, I was just documenting. And so I took it, and then I was like, oh, I didn't take a picture of it. So I did it again, took a picture of it. Like, well, I'm not going to throw out the salt. So I took it again, and then I'm going about throughout my day, and I start getting to work, and all of a sudden I'm like, I have to throw up. And then I went and threw up, and then I felt fine. It was like, but they did it in one of the James Bond films where he knew he had poison. He was poisoned, so he ate salt, so it would cause cause you to throw up. I don't know what it is. It's just a certain quantity of it. I made myself sick once eating the salt from the bottom of pretzel bag. That was Katrina on my feed there. Does this show it here? Does it show my feed in the comments? Does it just show your comments?
Shows wherever they're posting from. Like John Westoff was on Facebook.
It's only on yours though. Yeah, it doesn't show so Katrina just commented that on mine. I just happen to have it open on the side.
Oh, that's weird because you're sharing your audience, so it should show the comments too.
That's what I'm saying.
That's so weird.
Yeah, she messaged earlier, oops, I clicked out and now I'm on Dylan's feed. So hi, I'm here too. And then she just said, yeah, I made myself sick eating the salt from the bottom of a pretzel bag.
Oh.
I do that. And it's
Look
delicious.
here, no salt. You don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I miss salt.
So
I wish I could have more.
When I make, so I just found this out because I'm no scientist. So she said like yesterday or whatever on video chat, she's like, yeah. I'm like, oh yeah. So when I make cornbread, there's an asterisk next to salt, and she's like, that means you got to read something on the bottom of the cornmeal thing. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. She's like, yeah, you have baking soda in that or baking powder, whatever it is. So the salt activates that and makes it rise. And I'm like, I didn't know that. She's like, does your cornbread come out flat? I'm like, yeah. She's like, that's why, because you don't put salt on it. I was like, oh, okay, I'm just stupid. I'm like, I was wondering why my mom's like comes out all fluffy and stuff. She's like, it's probably dry too. And I'm like,
You're a monster.
What do I care? I'm deciding if I'm even going to bother standing up to make my pork chops.
But, yeah.
From
And
the
I
guy
found
who
out I
eats
don't have any
cereal
black
instead
pepper,
of a hot
so
breakfast because I want to get more work done.
yeah.
That's healthy.
Oh,
Ah,
hopefully by noon tomorrow, at least we'll hit that first milestone. But
noon tomorrow. What about right now, Greg? Hit it right now.
well, yeah, that'd be nice.
Greg, how many people have you shared this live with?
I shared it to a bunch of Facebook
Enough,
groups.
Greg. Not enough people.
Oh, it's not that easy.
It's
to
a
share.
good-looking book, folks. Seriously, you ought to check it out just for the art alone. I'm pretty
That's what I'm
impressed with
saying.
what I pulled off in this.
That's what I'm saying. Greg did not share with enough people right now. That's why we are not back yet. We have to have all of the people backing right now.
I was at work.
Greg,
I launched it there.
Greg.
So,
Greg.
Never did. Oh, no, never did that before. I never launched at work. So.
Did you send that email out, by the way, when we launched?
Mm-hmm. And then I saw that somebody like reshared it or restacked it, whatever that means.
Sounds like fake
It was
news.
a Substack, so hope it's not like Jenga and it falls over. Stupid.
Oh!
But I'll be doing a lot of live streams this entire month until the 30th of April because then I'll be in Disney. So,
Is it a 30-day Kickstarter you're doing?
yes. Yeah. Yep.
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 Uh-huh.
I can pay for the Kickstarter stuff
Yep.
whenever my paycheck actually goes through too. So I got extra money because my boss, someone's mom, didn't do something. So
Nice.
Yeah. It's actually not her fault. It was mine because I had to like request something in the payroll app or whatever.
Exactly. We all know what Greg's talking about.
Uh-huh.
No.
Making
This
stuff.
has to clock in every day. Clock in.
Greg sounds
I
like
don't clock out. I'm still thinking in my dreams about how I want to plot out the pages for the next day.
Katrina.
What's your next thing that you got to do? What's the next like book or like 3 books or whatever you're working on?
Now that I've finished shipping out Green Zone, I had to wait till everything was shipped out and done, and I have like 4 packages I have to ship when my new order of Gemini mailers gets in because I was 4 freaking mailers short. And so I reached out to some friends that I knew probably wouldn't mind and asked if they mind if it took an extra like 3 or 4 days to get their package. And and they made dirty jokes about packages and then they were cool with it. So
and then you did the dirty,
but everything else got shipped out. So now that part's done, I'm going to pay Shane to flat the book I'm working on with T.S. Luther so I can color it because I'm spoiled and I don't like working without a flatter now because it just saves me so much time. And every time I'm sitting there having to do a page by myself, I'm like, oh, freaking savages, who's making me do this? And it's me that was making me do it anyway. But so I'm going to have her do that. And then I got to get started on my next book for Irrepressible Comics, which is it's going to be really fun superhero story. Like it's kind of silly and kind of goofy. And basically it's like, what if the powers of Shazam fall in the lap of like a 30-year-old loser and he transforms into a kid instead of a kid transforming into an adult, and powers work off of wasted potential this time instead of like your potential of who you could have been. Who he turned out to be ain't that great, but it takes us back to when he had a chance and makes him a superhero. And Oh, it's gonna be nuts. It's going to challenge me in ways I haven't been challenged before. The main villain has 3 heads and on one set of shoulders, and oh man, and I got to draw a golden retriever in the whole thing as a superhero too, and it's like super pet, and so I actually bought, it's by my chair, I bought a model of a golden retriever that I like to look up so I could use it for reference. Because how many times, I mean, like, I could draw a dog, but getting it to like specifically look like a golden retriever is a little bit tougher. Getting it to look like the same golden retriever over and over throughout an entire book, that's a whole different challenge. So it's going to be fun. It's going to be a fun stretch.
That's cool. Yeah, we really wish the second one was already like edited, but like Hector edited like part of it, like half of it or whatever. And I'm like, oh, well, we got to go through it all again anyway, because Dylan doesn't really know the story fully. So, should be fun.
Dylan. That guy. I'm here today.
Yeah, but so close.
I keep waiting for him to pop in, but
Who?
Dylan.
Well, yeah, he had to go somewhere. I don't know what he was doing. Probably. No, he had food. So I don't know.
Who knows? Who knows what darkness lies in the heart of Dylan's?
We have a team up book that we're doing after we do. So after Ink, Ink after the trade, people won't see Ink for a while, and then because of Seer Chronicles 3 like failed on Kickstarter, we were retooling that as Fireproof issue 1. So because of that kind of like opened the door for like the team up book that we're doing. So he came up with the idea of having that dude and also Knightwatch in the team ups like limited series. So okay, and then they all are in Seer City in this book. So maybe I will have you do that. Because
I know a guy, he's pretty fast.
Because Adam can only do like so many books because he's got like he's like an art teacher, like when he's not doing art for like comics and stuff.
Mhm.
So yeah. So after Ink, Scales needs 2 other issues, and then there's a one shot of some other guy, and then after that, which I still need an artist for that, and then after that while all that's going on, there'll be Knightwatch 2 and 3. So, well, I'm hoping. So, yeah.
Fingers crossed.
Yep. There's a lot going on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've got those books. I've got to get Alice 2 done, and because it's launching in May, and then I'm going to try and get Alice 3 out, and then the Green Zone trade, I think, is what I'm shooting for this year for my stuff in between. Because I agreed to take on like 8 other books this year. Like I said, none of them are paid and like in the bank ready to go. So things could always change. And
that's true.
I'm leaving it in flux because, you never know, like, especially with Diamond and everything, that may have well changed a couple of those books that we're going to get done, because like a bunch of places that I was going to pitch stories to aren't around anymore now, and you decided to shut their doors because
yeah, that's not the case for us. It's just we are trying to get comics in stores though, so he's been
I'm hoping to start shooting some stuff further up the ladder to some bigger publishers, and like take a shot at Scholastic or something. Like I've got a story idea. I got one story idea that me and TS have been kicking around that, funny enough, could like work for like Scholastic, or could work for like, young mature readers, or could go like full on like horror story. depending on like where it lands at. Like it could be a real fun like Scooby-Doo Mysteries kind of thing, or it could be, you know, like a really good like Walking Dead kind of thing. Just depending on who's interested in throwing some money at it so we can get it done. But it would be nice to be able to get something out there to a few more eyes and, you know, make a little extra money so I can get more copies of Alice out there. Because everything I do is just to make money to pay myself to do my own books.
That's true. Yeah. Yeah, I got to figure that part out still. Like my paychecks just go to artists. That's basically where it goes when I'm not paying a bill.
Trust me, I know, man. I got so excited recently because like I had to buy stuff for the campaign and for my business and stuff, and I got so excited just to get to buy something because I hadn't spent any money on anything other than the bills or like gas in the car in months.
Also, if Knightwatch 2 is already done, like edited, then I could be like, oh, here's a teaser, and I could like just try to get money to pay you, and then have you do, because you're very fast. So, like here you go.
Knock on wood. When all things are working well. And then like I got COVID at the beginning of the last Kickstarter campaign, and that was a slog. Once I finally got a little bit better, I had to catch up on like 2 weeks worth of client work that it's still fast. And compared to anybody else, I'm still crazy fast.
Yeah.
But like my problem is like the fastest I've ever been is what my brain hits on is like, oh, that's how fast you are now. Like the first time I hired Shane to flat a book for me, I had it scheduled for a month and a half, and I was like, okay, I'm going to use her and try it out. And it took me 12 days to get the book done. So my brain says, oh, you get a book done every 12 days now. So I started scheduling 2 books a month. And turns out I can't get them all done in 12 days. I found out the hard way. As the first time I ever got behind schedule, I ended up having to refund the money for 2 guys that I knew could take the hit. Like it wasn't going to like end their careers if, you know, if I didn't do the book. They weren't going to just give up and stop. But man, that was tough. That was a tough thing to have to do, but I got in over my head. And like one time for one client, I was just penciling a book, penciled the entire book in 28 hours. If I hadn't taken a nap that day, it would have been 24. And that's what really drives me nuts is like, I like it so close to 24, but you know, and the book came out great, but it also like didn't have a bunch of crazy 3-point perspective city shots in the background of every scene and stuff like that. And it had lots of people in the background, but they were all like energy beings and not like, you know, a bunch of belts and buckles and shoelaces and stuff to have to draw. So it went relatively quickly. But man. But then my brain's like, oh, that's how fast you were. And not every time. Sometimes I can color a book in 2-3 days. Sometimes it takes 2 weeks. But, you know.
It's not even on one of the pages that's on the Kickstarter page, but just all the, like the newspaper clippings and stuff that you did was like sick. I was like, yeah. That's why I'll probably use you for that one shot too, just because like so Hector edited that one too, but I turned it into a one shot. It was gonna be a like 3-issue thing, but I'm like, no, I don't need it to be a 3-issue thing for that guy. And he's like, the beginning is like a movie, like just it transitions that well. I'm like, oh, okay. And it just, I think it's like he's in bed and he's like passed out from being drunk, and he's like waking up with a hangover, and then he it was like first shows like newspaper like clippings and stuff on the wall of like it basically shows his origin without showing his origin of like just being a boxer, and then it goes to like his family was in a car accident and stuff like that, and then it shows him and he's waking up, and then the story like starts. But like that's a really good start to that. Oh, there's Dylan, but yeah, so I have to still edit that so it works as a one shot. But
dude, it's funny. I'm doing the art for the Twitter header or whatever, and the one that they give you, because they have one for different ones, and the one that they give you literally lines up where it's behind the photo, like behind the like all the other ones are from the top, but then they're like, this is the one specifically for the Twitter header, like from Kickstarter. I mean, sorry, the just launched or whatever, and it places it directly behind the profile image. I have no idea why.
That's weird.
Yeah, if you, I'll share my screen. I thought that was funny. I'm like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, hire him. He's good.
Always pimping that baby in the pictures, man.
Look at that.
It just what now? It just Sierra Nova. Goodness gracious!
It's just It's like wow.
Just
Wow. Thanks. Isn't that funny though? I have no idea why it does that.
Yeah.
But like all the other ones come from the top. They're just like, no, not this one. We're gonna put it right where
the Photoshop and put just launched under the Russian dude.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Or just have it on the gun, like just look.
That actually would be funny. Oh man, where's this thing?
I got clever on the cover for Alice too that I was just working on because I had to get the Kickstarter up so I could send the quick link over there. So when I send out the updates to everybody and tell them that everything shipped, and it would go to the right places. And so I got the cover made real quick. And I was thinking as I was inking it, I was like, this would be a lot easier to make all the different images I need to make if I just drew all of Big Ten in the background and drew all of Alice and drew the wanted poster as a separate piece. So I did. And now I can move them all around. So when I have to do, like, instead of just cropping that one image and hoping I don't cut somebody's head off or something important, I can just move them around in the background and move all the pieces that I made separately. It was so nice. I made like wide shots for Facebook headers and stuff and all this stuff, and I could just move them around. And, if the words are in the way, I could just scooter a little bit. And, oh, that was nice. I know I can't do that for every single thing I do from here on out, but, man, it was nice. I even did a little animated GIF that has you like zooming out from the clouds and then they come through the screen and everything. And she holds the poster up because it's a separate piece. I can move it.
That's cool.
If I move it too full, you see she doesn't have an arm. Her sleeve just comes down and stops. But as long as I cover that up, I'm good.
Let's see where we are.
I'm updating it. Don't worry. It's going to be fixed.
Oh, wow. Okay. Whoa, that went up. What the?
What went up?
Starter.
Hey, hire me too. Tell them, Dylan. LOL. That's from Katrina.
We're at 243 now. We're $7 away.
Come on, $7, $7. We can do it. We can do it.
I will do a push-up.
No.
In the comfort of my own home.
Wait. I thought you said 10. Why did it go from 10 to 1?
That's.
He's like, oh crap!
That was $2,000.
I said 10 when I didn't believe in myself.
$2,000 is 10. Okay,
Yeah.
250 is 1.
All right, I updated the Twitter.
The math isn't mathing. It's okay.
Oh my god, I hiccuped. Greg, check out the Twitter one and then share the screen and make sure it looks good.
Why do I have to share this?
Because it's funnier.
Because I don't have the ability.
Twitter. Oh yeah, I forgot that happens.
What happens?
It knows it's my birthday, so Elon Musk comes on your screen and says "Happy Birthday." No, he doesn't see that. But there's balloons that came up on the screen when I went on.
Happy birthday,
Mr. President. No.
Ah!
Don't you want to see Elon singing to you as he's slowly
I do
disrobes
not want that.
his pasty
Wow.
potato body?
Wow, Knightwatch. The gloves are off, and then it says "just launched." That's cool.
And that's where
Just
you
launched on Kickstarter edit
See, it
profile.
says "Happy Birthday." That means you got it. Wow, that's the last thing that I shared was some mittens.
You're a monster.
Why is this? Wait, what? Why does it show that? A new vigilante series. Oh, MailChimp. Yeah, that's probably confusing.
Is it pinned? Unpin it.
It's not pinned, but for some reason the post is that. But I didn't share like to social media, so that's weird. Weird.
Greg, did you grok it?
Did it? No.
He's like, what the hell's grok?
That's like ChatGPT for Twitter. Right?
For X, Greg, get it right.
Nah, for Twitter.
No wonder he
Not
didn't
calling
say
it that.
happy birthday to you.
Quickster. Who calls it that?
See,
Ray.
no, I like Twix because it's like
Twix.
Twitter and X mixed together.
But the candy's way better.
Oh,
And
but I like Twix.
And not only that, people fight over the left and the right on there. I was like, that's so perfect.
Adam Fields says, "Happy birthday, man." We need a cover for the trade.
By the way, I real quick, I updated it. It looks a little better now. Show it again, Greg.
What?
Better one, better two. Better
Yeah,
one,
Yeah,
better two.
go back to it. I don't know why
Better
he's,
two, better three. Better
he
two,
keeps
better
stop
three.
sharing his
Or the
screen so you
same.
pull up all the dirty magazines on there.
Oh, I have to.
See how
Just
it's
a
better?
Pornhub pullback.
Is it?
See, that's better, right?
What was wrong with it last time?
Now you can see is most of the Mafia guy's face. Knightwatch is a little easier to see. I shrank the logo, so that's like it looks cleaner. I basically shifted the background image to the left, which allowed me to shrink the Knightwatch logo, so now it looks pretty crisp.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right, so now I've got Facebook.
Now you gotta do Pinterest. No, we do have a Pinterest though.
You got to
Always
get
get
on that
notifications.
LinkedIn. You got to get on the LinkedIn.
I'm doing LinkedIn. LinkedIn's on the
I
docket.
do. I don't know if we ever got a backer from LinkedIn, but
Well, you won't know unless you make those custom links, Greg. That's why I'm making them.
okay.
I have yet to do that. I need to do it. I just haven't.
It is. So you got to think about it this way. It's like if you knew that if you spent 100 hours on all of your Kickstarter tasks, and then you could actually know which of those 100 hours were valuable, and then double down on that next time. It's crazy to not do it. Like that's how you have to look at it. It's like think about, wouldn't you rather every hour you spent on promoting your Kickstarter be completely like towards the actual efforts as opposed to like one channel that literally gets nothing?
Going on a bunch of podcasts and only one of them makes a difference or something.
Yeah,
Like
you should make a custom link for every podcast, and then you can give them that link to put in their description. It really can be that impactful.
You're absolutely right. Like that's the logic behind it.
That's how I know that me sharing.
The problem is I got to do that. That's where the problem is in the road.
By the way, that's how I know that me sharing this Kickstarter will result in exactly 0 donations, because I make one for myself every time, and it produces precisely 0 donations or backers.
Maybe it'll change this time. Okay.
This time. No.
That's the problem, because like the only thing I can really share on TikTok is the Go Mr. Fish. Like that's the only thing I can share, and usually that's by like wearing my glasses that say it across my face while I'm on screen pitching, because if I say anything else, like if I even say Kickstarter, it will register that and like knock the audio out of the video.
Yeah, I saw a TikTok of yours that said something like that. So then I was like, I started typing Kick Stomper, or like I did like asterisks instead of I. Yeah.
Like so I say like crank stomper all the time.
TikTok
and people
TikTok blocks Kickstarter. Is that what you're saying?
It will
Doesn't want
block.
you to go
It
there.
will cut the audio out of. It used to be anything that you sent somebody somewhere else, like if it was YouTube or
Gotcha. That's
Kickstarter
super
or
weird because
something.
remember, like on the bios, you can literally have an image of the Instagram logo, and it would go right to Instagram. Like that's how they started. So it's like crazy.
Yeah, and like you can put a couple of links up there, but that's on your profile page. They don't want you taking somebody away from the For You page.
Oh yeah.
They want them to keep scrolling,
Well,
which some people
that's
have
all
found
social media, really, yeah.
an out by telling their fans to like watch 3 more videos and then go to YouTube, and then that video doesn't get hit because people watched it and then left to a different app. And everybody's For You page is different, so it's not like everybody's seeing the same video 3 videos from now. So no other videos taking a hit. It's going to be random videos that everybody strikes on and leaves. But that seems to be working, but it's just easier for me to wear the shades and tell them where to go and show pictures every once in a while at Kickstarter or something. But I'll always have somebody be like, is that a crowdfunding site like Kickstarter? And
I had to explain it to the salesman at my job today. He's like, "Are you doing anything fun? Like I'm going to be on a live stream with people that read my comic book, and I'm going to promote that Kickstarter." He's like, "What is a Kickstarter?" And I'm like,
it
it's
amazes me how many people
crowdfunding.
don't know, which is just nuts.
Yeah.
But, like, I spent so much time on the first Kickstarter just explaining to people, like, well, I'm going to back it on Friday when I get paid. And I'm like, okay, see, that's not how it works. And you need to understand that because it's going to come out at the end of the month or whenever you set it.
Yeah, I had to do
That was the one problem I had with the short campaigns. I had people that were like, no, if it's not 30 days, I'm not going to back it. And for whatever reason in their head, they were like, you know, I can't afford it if it's going to come out in less than 30 days. Like, either you can afford it or not.
There was a Facebook friend, but he was like from my school, and like he was going through money troubles or something after the fact. Like, so then he's like, "Oh, is there a way to like refund it?" So that's the only time I ever had to refund somebody on Kickstarter because like he didn't have the money. I was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, that sucks." But he's like, "I thought it came out when like I backed it." I'm like, "No, I even explained that it comes out at the end after." And he's like, "Oh," and I'm like, "Yeah." Like I've made multiple emails for other campaigns, even like not the first campaign, like multiple, like mittens and stuff like that. Like I'm like, this comes out, the funds come when the funds come. Like, like yeah, how it works. And then like no one's ever like said, "Oh, that's how it works." But like I just want people to make sure like they know, because like my friend Dave, he's not gonna watch this.
My dad said, "Don't ignore him."
He's not gonna watch this far in
He's
anyway.
not gonna watch this, but he's like his ears ringing right now. But he's like, when I first launched, like the first couple of Kickstarters, I used to share it to like every friend, like even like my friend group that like doesn't read comic books. And he's like, "Well, I'm not gonna go to a website I don't know and put my card information on that." I was like, see, but it's trusted.
It's like it literally has $1 billion or billions of dollars moved.
Yeah.
I'm
And
pretty
he's
sure.
like, "Nah, I just won't." I'm like, "Okay." He's like, "I'll buy
It
one."
sounds like that shifty Amazon, whatever it was, selling books out of somebody's garage. Was it going to come out the disk drive on my computer? Going to steal my... I had an old man, like I was offering him...
order books on the internet.
I was offering him my bookmark that I hand out at cons that has a little comic strip on it. And at the end, there's a QR code. And I'm like, if you like it, you can get 2 free books. If you don't like it, the QR code doesn't work. So it's a good way to tell if you liked it. And usually it gets a laugh out of folks. And this old man was like, what am I supposed to do with that? And I was like, you scan it with your phone and it'll take you to the link where you can get the 2. Oh, that's going to steal my credit card information. That's what you're doing. I was like,
you should have been like, yes.
I was like, honestly, I'm not that smart. He's like, that's what I'd be doing if I was sitting here. I'd be making real money, ripping people off.
Is the Wi-Fi connected to the TikTok?
Do what?
Is the Wi-Fi connected to the TikTok? But
If I put it on my TikTok, does that mean you can see it on your TikTok?
what was I saying? Yeah, like some people like still don't, like my mom still doesn't understand. Like she's backed a few of our campaigns, and she's like, "Oh, so when's that coming out?" I'm like, "When it's over, like the end of the month." She's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yeah." Like, yeah,
Which
Social
that's the
Security
worst,
checks.
was always the worst time for me. Like, I was usually scraping by at the end of the month, like lucky to have $17 in the bank, if I was lucky. And then, so like a lot of Kickstarters, I just couldn't back in the day because I was like, I can't guarantee I'm still going to have $40 in there at that time. That was too risky. That's why I got a little credit card that has like a $300 limit on it now, and I use that for everything for Kickstarter, so it can hit there whenever, and I can pay it when I get paid from a book and pay it off, and I don't have to worry about did I get paid in time to hit it. That's taken so much pressure off. As long as I stick to a reasonable budget, I'm good.
Yeah,
my credit card has like those virtual cards I can make, so that way I can make like a bunch of fake cards.
Oh,
what?
I'm joking because he was saying like, "Oh, I'm doing it this way to make sure it's all safe," and I'm like, "Yeah, me too. I just make fake cards."
There's a that's what I was saying. So Dylan made like a marketing plan basically for like the Kickstarter for the whole month, and one of the things in the first couple days is like try to like give something exclusive away for the first like 48 hours. So I'm trying to think like what we could do that would be something that's cool, that's like digital or something. That's
just saying,
like,
right now is that first
foot
48.
pics.
Yeah, I know. So like we could give something away. Like if we hit the $250 mark, like we could do something. It's not a stretch goal. It's just like something like that's not that hard to.
Yeah, I've been trying to think of that too. Like they've got those exclusive rewards now and stuff that you can have like specifically to like your followers and stuff. So like only people that are like in your Facebook group get that link or whatever. And I'm trying to think like what could I do that would be something cool and not crazy expensive, but be like an extra incentive, or like first 48 hours or something, get it at a discount or something.
Yeah, I thought I was gonna do an early bird tier, but maybe I forgot. Oh, maybe that was on the last Kickstarter.
I think you're thinking of the last one, Greg. Yeah,
I was at early bird and then ARC anyway. But I never did early bird tier ever, and then yeah, I've seen it done. So
yeah, I've been trying to think about it. I'm trying not to change. Again, I'm trying not to change too many things, and I'm already going to be adding on like a D&D size miniature for the campaign for like Alice and Big Ten if we hit a stretch goal or something. So I'm already adding those in. I got a lot of ideas, but again, I don't want to throw so much at it that I'm wasting time or offering stuff that nobody's asked for. It's the other thing.
So problem that me and Josh have done with mittens is because there's so much you can do for mittens, and then we stroked the nostalgia so much that we're like, oh, that's a little too much now. But so we stopped with the Nintendo 64 prints after the second one because we're like, oh well, we already have like 3 different ones. So but we're gonna do for the next plot arc, we're doing Sega Genesis game art. So
nice.
I'm not drawing it, but no one wants that. But stick figures. Looks like Sonic, but he's just running.
It looks like the Sonic that came out before they fixed it in the live action.
Yeah, that's what it looked like.
Ah, what is that?
It's a center for ants. So yeah, so we're gonna do that, but what? See you later. So we did that. We did an art print. I didn't realize that only one person got the art print for like the aliens art print, and I was like, oh, okay, that's so we're gonna like tone it down for the next like arc. Also, the trade, we're probably not gonna have as many like types of. Well, we're gonna have like whatever's left over because I have to print a bunch of stuff still for that campaign. So whatever's left, like the tuna sandwich sticker and stuff like that. But like we've done so many rewards at times that I'm like, there's a lot of stuff to ship that you shouldn't always do that because it's just like so much extra.
Oh
money.
man, and some things get heavy or unwieldy or hard to put in a Gemini mailer. Like I really like the metal pin idea, but like that pin sticks out. So like, how are you going to pack that and not end up damaging comic because it gets stacked with a bunch of stuff at some point?
Yeah,
and that's the one thing I like about the buttons are a little bit flatter. They're a little bit bigger area, and the magnet ones don't have a pin sticking out on the back of it that gives you a hard place to press. And I realized with this one, I have to order bigger boxes for like the guys that order the whole library, because now like I had a couple of them where like they ordered the whole library and a T-shirt and the Alice and Big Ten standees, and like boy, that box Gemini mailer was like just touching.
So I figured out, well, from Mittens 1, I think. So we had a retail tier. There was like one or two stores that got it, like some store in like California. And then John Westoff got it. So so there's like 8 comics that we gave, and then I think that's the like total amount of comics of like that page count of a comic could go in a Gemini. Like after 8, it's like, yeah, just do another one. So because Josh's mom did that too. She picked some tier, and like I gave her like so many, like I think it was like 16 comics or some crazy number, and I'm like, oh, I can't fit that in one. So
oh yeah, this was 15 comics and a T-shirt and this, and like I said, like that cardboard was like just touching. I had to like tape it around the sides to hold it together and then tape it like crazy.
I sent one copy of each of our comics that we had out at the time to Dylan in a Gemini. The package he received was just a Gemini. I taped it a lot. He's like, I think the mailman stole our comics. And I was like, I think so, because that was taped pretty well.
Like,
and
that's not going to just come out. Like,
yeah,
like that folds around them.
Not only that, they still delivered the clearly empty box. Like, it wasn't like a box that there was a hole in it and it was resealed. It was open. You could see in it and see there was nothing in it, and they still delivered it. No note saying
just a floppy thing stuck on your front porch.
He's like, "Why did you send me?"
Literally an empty box. I was and like visibly empty, and I'm like, someone did that, and like, yeah, mind blown.
Yeah, so I'm like,
somebody recognized a Gemini mailer at least and knew, like, hey, there's books in there. Let me check those out.
When I lived at the apartment that I used to have in a different town, the town that he used to live in when he lived here at his apartment, there was I was just getting out of my car from somewhere, work or whatever, and the mailman was like trying to put the Gemini in the mailbox. I'm like, nope. And he's like, what? And I'm like, I see what you're trying to do. That's not going to work. And he's like, why? And I'm like, one, that's a comic book or comic books, and you're not putting that in there. That's not going to fit in that mailbox. And so he like walked over and handed it to me, and he's like, yeah, I keep getting like a lot of these packages like that are sent here. I'm like, yeah, I back a lot of Kickstarters.
Leave me alone. Don't judge me.
Like, well, it's Kickstarter, so I had to explain what that was. And then he's like, oh. And then I think I might have a Sierra Nova shirt on or something. And he's just like, oh, wait, do you draw comics? I'm like, no, I write them. And I hire people. And he's like, oh, so my son can. I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, so my son like draws like stuff. And I'm like,
yeah, that's
cool. And then he started talking about like how his like kid draws or whatever, and I forgot how old the kid was, but it was like he was like young. I'm like, oh, maybe one day he can make like comic book for us. He's like, oh yeah, that'd be really cool. It's like, oh, cool. He's like, I'll check your website out. I was like, yeah, that was when we had a different website, like our platform with all the other people on there. So yeah. So sometimes I get people like that. They're like, oh, what's Kickstarter?
I'm actually looking into buying a bigger mailbox because I saw a TikTok video of somebody going out to the mailbox to get their first Kickstarter, and the Gemini mailer was just laying flat in this big giant country ass mailbox. And he just opened the barn door on it and pulled it out laying flat. And mine will just barely fit in there at an angle and only take one. If it's more than one, like you can't fit them in there. And I was like, I want that one you could lay flat. You could put 8 of those suckers on top of each other and fit and shut the door and be fine. So I'm going to be getting that.
Yeah.
Especially when I ship stuff out. Because like if I get 2 orders, I have to go out to the mailbox, put a note in the mailbox to tell the mail lady that they're sitting on the front porch next to all the snacks in the mini fridge on the front porch so that she can come get a snack. And and most of the time, they'll come up to the porch and drop them off now and grab a snack and on
I
their
always
way.
forget that I could just leave them on my porch and then they would take them, but I just haven't done that. I just bring them to a random post office.
If I'm delivering a bunch, I absolutely take them up there because mostly like these folks are like driving their van up here to their personal vehicle to drive these mail routes out here in the country, and it's packed to the brim with mail. And I'm not going to be the jerk that's like, hey, here's 95 boxes to put in your van and carry with you. Like, no, no, I'm not doing that. I take it off and drop it off.
Yeah, there's so I didn't know that some post offices around here are like a drop box where you like open this thing and then you put a bunch in there, like Gemini packages in there, and then you close it and then like it drops into this big mail bin. So once Josh is like, yeah, that's a thing. I'm like, I didn't know that was a thing. I found one was at like a town that's not that far from here, like 10 minutes away or whatever. So I started doing that, and one of the times that I brought like Mittens Kickstarter or whatever, it was a lot of packages. So I kept stuffing it and then closing it, and then like I would have another bag, like another grocery like bag, and I put more in there. They got mad, and then they just brought the whole bin out, and they're like, all right, just start throwing them in. I'm like, no, I'm not going to throw them in. So I was like gently like placing them in the bin, and they're like, no, like just grab them and throw them in. I'm like, no, I'm not you. I don't just throw someone's package, okay?
So listen, like, the airline.
I'm like, this is in DHL or wherever you work, okay? I actually care about the package. So
oh man, I'll take a lot of the packages now and like shake them and stuff and like really yank them around to see if stuff's going to stay in place. Especially when I'm mailing like posters and stuff, because I have these big flat mailers for those. And most of the time, that's like a poster in a bag, like taped down to the back of the box so it doesn't go anywhere. And then a comic book like on one side, like taped down or something. I'm trying to figure out a better way to do that. I've been researching that booger glue that they use on like junk mail to stick like fake credit cards.
That rubber, the rubbery, yeah.
It's a whole thing. Either I got to buy hot glue guns that'll specifically do it at the right temperature, or all kinds of stuff. But they have rollers that you can put on dots with it, and all kinds of different adhesives, strengths. But like, I want to be able to glue everything together. You get the package, peel it off nice and easy, no big mess. Peel off the little boogers and throw it away. And not like, rip the package open when you're trying to pull it off. I watched one guy do an unboxing, and he pulled that blue painter's tape that I bought expensive blue painter's tape. So ripped right through the like poster bag and everything. But he also like yanked it out of there like a chimpanzee. But he was brutal with it. But yeah, it didn't work very well.
Yeah.
I'm focusing now on trying to figure out how to make it the best experience possible. Like I want everything to be like, oh man, that's a package from, you know, Mr. Fish Comics. Because like I know when I see like that spider squirrel tape on the outside of the Gemini mailer, I was like, spider squirrel, Charlie, I get excited. I'm gonna stop what I'm doing right now and read that book. And like I want to go for that vibe, you know.
Yeah. Sovereign Comics, Tier Jackson, he actually like has like a poly mailer that he has made like from steel or something, and it says Sovereign Comics on it. So that's like the mailer, and then he has like Gemini.
One of the last ones I got from Charlie had like a custom one with their like American Yakuza or whatever it is all over it. And I was like, oh, that's cool. And then Mike did it like right after that with Freestyle Comics and all their characters on it. And I was like, oh man, I gotta be like the Joneses now. I gotta figure this out.
Yeah, I want to have like a. I don't even care if somebody steals this idea because I think it's cool. So for Chronicles of Horror, it's like kind of the story like takes place inside of a TV show. So I kind of want like a box that kind of looks like a VHS tape, but like.
Oh, dude.
Open. Yeah. Oh, okay. It's still at 2:43. Oh.
Stuff. All right, I got your hookup on that. I've already figured it out for you. All right, there's my sample box that I was really wishing I hadn't drawn all over earlier. And here's like a DTF print of like a VHS tape that fits nice and neatly in there.
Did you say a DTF print?
DTF, yeah.
Not DTG?
No, it's DTF.
What's the F?
Direct transfer film. That's what it is.
Oh, I was gonna say DTG is like direct to garment. Like I was like, wait, what's DTF print?
it's direct to the film, and then you cut the sheets up and heat press it on. But it fits on there, and then that spot is just the right size for a label to go, and that's pretty cool. I was planning originally on doing one that would like also go on the other side, and then I could put like another label on here that would be like the movie of the comic that's inside, you know, and like, you know, the credits and stuff. I thought would be neat, but it's a little pricey if you get a gang sheet of them. Like getting one this size, I can't remember. This came down to like $1 something a piece for this, which was a little pricey. So I only did so many of them. What I did on this campaign was I took my image from my thank you card and made like, you know, like, hey, with the thank you for your support. And so it's about this big, and I ironed it on all the boxes. And the neat thing is, like, when I've got one for a friend, I can write custom little messages in a little line. It looks like I'm saying, you know, like, hey, Greg, thanks for backing the book. And, you know, that was fun. I like that. I'm always thinking of ways to, like I said, I want to make it cool. I want to make it something that you remember, and you're like, oh man, that's from Mr. Fish. That's awesome.
There's a marketer that I follow. He's a copywriter. His name's Dan Kennedy, and he talks about what are called shock and awe packages. Now, the intent of these is meant to be like if you're trying to get like a new client, like let's say I'm a attorney trying to close some big company, I might send like a bulky package to them where they're like, what the heck is this? So they have to open it up, and like the curiosity piques, right? So I like that idea though, even if they did buy it from me, that it's like, ooh, what's this? Like that kind of thing. Like it's exciting.
That's what I want to do. Like, especially for some of these guys that are spending like $100 or more to buy like the whole library or buy the ultimate swag pack with all the stuff in it. Like, I want to make it an experience. I want to make it something that you're like, oh man, this is cool. Like I was looking into like custom printed tissue paper to wrap around things. Like I'm just trying to find where, because there's always something you didn't think of that you can get customized or something relatively cheaply or do yourself. I've been fighting getting a screen printing press for about a year now because I desperately want one. Because I mean, I would love to be able to do like 4-color prints on my Gemini mailers and make them look like a Game Boy. I have that designed as well too. It's like a Game Fish or something. I can't remember, but it's got like the buttons and stuff on the back. The screen's big enough to put the label, and then on the back for the cartridge, it's big enough to use one of the little labels to make like a custom print of like, you know, the game of whatever the book is. Like if I'm sending out the Mighty Caw, I'd have, you know, the Revenge 3 or whatever on there, and
that's cool.
Be cool.
Yeah,
But
get like boxes, like if someone gets like a collection of like, we don't have it on this Kickstarter. I should do that. I don't know why I don't have that. Like the Seer Nova collection of all the other comics that we've had, because some people haven't backed any of those.
Oh yeah.
So if I had a box, it would be a specialized box for those people that get that reward tier, and it would have some kind of design or our logo or whatever that's on there, or all the characters, something like our banner that we have for a con, and then that would be a special box that they would get because they back that tier. So that'd be cool.
That's another thing that I picked up from another creator on one of these podcasts. Because he had these awesome big white boxes, and it had this big awesome image down the side of it, all customized and everything. It was so cool. And I was like, oh man, I'd love to do that, but it's just so expensive to get like custom boxes printed. And he's like, oh no, you get the white boxes on Amazon for next to nothing. And then he used the same DTF prints that like you stick on a shirt and just puts it on the box. So I can put the Mr. Fish comics boom right on there and have it fold around the box, and you know, or have it be Alice Lost in Wonderland for that campaign or whatever, and stick one of those on there for an extra $1 or something for that print, you know, $1.50 maybe $2 on a box for somebody who paid $150. Yeah, I don't mind making it that extra step of cool. And I was also thinking, if I went to those boxes, I was looking at it, if I get the right size, I could even roll the posters up in there and put them inside the box. And I was looking at a way to make something quickly to like keep it to one side so the books are here and the posters rolled up over here, and not have to send that big flat mailer out, and keep everything where it's supposed to be. Make it cool. Make you open it up. And, you know, want to keep those, you know, 116 customers coming back.
Yeah, I just, you know, yeah, like there's some like packaging things I would really like to do. It's just like I never think of it until after the fact. Like I get everything else, and I'm like, oh, this would have been cool to do. And then I forget it later on.
Oh yeah, I feel that. I was thinking the whole time I was pressing those DTFs on this time on all those boxes, it's like, you know, for this amount of effort and like $80, $100, I could have just made a little screen print and press. It would sit on top of the table and do one color, and I could just be dropping these in here and be screen printing the whole freaking box at one time instead of just one little corner. But it's got to make sense. It's been a stretch goal on 2 of my last campaigns to get custom printed boxes, and I haven't reached it either time. I really want to hit, like, if I could hit far enough over the goal, then it makes sense in my brain to spend the money on a nice press and stick it in the back shed. But
my brother used to have a screen printing press, and then he sold it to some dude in Pennsylvania. But he used to make shirts all the time. It's actually where Seer Nova came from. He had a company called Seer Nova. Then his business like just stopped. Him and his friend like stopped, and I was like, "So can I take that name?" Because I like the name.
Where are the hands to give me brownies? That's what I want to know. I've got no hands.
Yeah, he's gonna have enough for the class.
Brownies.
He's like, "Where's the hands that give me brownies?"
I keep waiting for one to drop, but I don't see. He ain't dropping no crumbs, so I'm just sitting here wishing. But yeah, I used to work at a couple of different T-shirt shops, and I worked at a sign shop for years where we did like large scale screen printing and like the big giant like 5 foot by 4 foot static clings on the Kentucky Fried Chicken windows, everywhere. Like, we would print that kind of stuff. And so I've got a lot of experience with it. And I'm like, man, for the amount of effort I'm putting in, I could do something way cooler with that than, what I'm getting. And if I'm going to kill my back anyway, I might as well do it something really cool.
Yeah, if you're getting a screen printer eventually too, that's like a whole other avenue to like do it for other people. Get some cashola.
And like I could do shirts myself, like screen printed and stuff. And like, the DTF prints are really nice, but eventually they are going to start to crack and wear and stuff. Like they're way better than the like iron on vinyl and stuff, but still eventually they're going to wear. They hold up better than the sublimation ones tend to. Those tend to wash out rather quickly. That's why I got sick of all the like drop ship t-shirt places, because I'm tired of getting t-shirts from my campaigns and stuff that either A, I can't wear because I get it and it's all weird shaped and cut all goofy looking and I don't know, made by some blind kid in China. And then, first time I wash it, all the print comes out. And I'm tired of it. I'd rather spend the time to press the shirts myself. And
did you ever use Printify?
I've used a lot of different places. Usually not me. Usually like who I'm working with, ordering it from different places.
Well, Printify does US-based D2G, direct-to-garment printing. And like Greg has one of the shirts that we got from there, and he's washed it probably 100 times, and nothing happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, D2G is the best because it literally prints it into the cloth.
Yeah.
But that stuff's super expensive. Like you're not gonna want to buy one of those. Like that's a house,
Yeah, like I could, if I wanted to, I could convert this printer over here to do DTF prints. And I follow a guy on TikTok that does, and has this same printer and is doing his own DTF prints all day long. I'm like, oh, man, another $500, I could get another one of those and set it on the other side of the room and start doing it. But I don't do enough t-shirts to make that worthwhile. Look at that, $300.
Look at that.
Who did
Blown
that?
past that first milestone. Is the artwork updated?
So that building is going now.
I got to see that
Milestone.
Yeah, let's do it live.
As we, I changed it. Yeah.
Look at that sexy building getting built. Coming along. I really wanted to put like the fence and the construction company's name on there at the bottom, like where he's breaking into. But then I was like, but then that like covers up the bottom and it's not clean. And so, yeah.
Oh, Dylan had an idea because so there's that, I think the highest goal is actually technically called the moonshot goal. It's like 5,000 something. So he's like, oh, why didn't he build the building all the way up to the sky? Like the moon would be. Yeah.
Nobody told me. That's why.
I didn't know until after.
I was thinking we hit our what's it called? We hit our main goal and the building's done. The stretch goal would be an add-on to the building.
That's what
then clouds on top, and then the moon for the moonshot goal.
And then they build a spaceship on top of it, and then they train for 6 months.
And it's spaceship.
And then as it goes up, 3 stages fall off as you hit more goals, and then it circles the moon 3 times and lands safely on.
Mitten's ship flies by for some reason.
I'm sitting here. I have been thinking ever since I worked on that image. I'm like, man, how could I make mine a GIF? How could I make it something that would be lightly animated, have a little movement to it, and still be able to change it each time to have the new goal and not be crazy complicated.
So when we hit our 2,000, we can make it a GIF, and then I would still post the stretch goal ones that you made.
Canva can make GIFs pretty easily.
I can make them in Clip Studio. where I'm drawing this stuff. Like I made one right out of Clip Studio for my the cover of Alice, all animated and stuff. And my only problem was getting it small enough I could send it on a phone. That took a lot of finagling to get the file size small enough for the phone to accept it. But got it there finally. It's just figuring out ways to make it work. I'm trying to figure out what gimmick I want to do for Alice. I almost thought about her taking off somebody's head and like blood trickling down past all the goals or something, and like it runs further down the screen as it gets to whatever. It seems a little gory, but like,
dude, damn, there's some movie that's like this where like somebody has to drip blood into a thing, but then it goes into like a specific.
Oh yeah, Blade or something, isn't it? And it like goes through all the like the channels.
Yeah, maybe you do it that style then, so it doesn't look as gory after, like you get the first initial drip, but then it's like just a cool path.
Like I had thought about doing like a mad scientist thing where it goes through a whole bunch of tubes, but how does that apply to Alice? That doesn't really make sense.
But if you did the blood dripping thing, you could actually make it so it funnels in like this, and then at each goal it just fills out the number, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then it drips back out,
See, he's over here thinking, Greg, nothing, getting nothing from it. Just sitting over there looking sexy with the shaved face. Dylan's over here thinking he's dropping knowledge. He's putting work in over here. What are you doing, Greg?
Making dreams come true.
I'm not gonna lie. It's like talking to a brick wall, except the brick wall at least echoes back what you're talking about.
He's really good at so I have like a main story idea, and then he comes in and says, that looks terrible, let me fix it. And then
did you ever read Creativity Inc. by
it's such a good book.
Basically
that's come from a guy that doesn't like reading that much, so
if you've never read it, I highly recommend it. It's basically how Pixar got started from one of the founders, and it's very, very cool. And one of the things they talk about is how every draft, the first draft of Toy Story, Nemo, doesn't matter, all the Pixar movies are not even close to the finished. Like he emphasizes it multiple times. He's like, it is not even close to the finished version of the story that we tell. The first one is worse than hot garbage kind of thing. And that's basically what I get from Greg.
The hot garbage soup has to come from somewhere before we can make it into something better. Before we can make it into salt muffins, and then end up eventually getting to brownies. Like there's steps in the process.
Saltless cornbread. First salted blueberry muffins and saltless cornbread.
But yeah, so like when I used to work my security job, sometimes there were I didn't even know what I wrote. So because I was writing up from when I started my shift and I was doing my job sometimes. And then I would write, but then I would write up until the minute that the guy that would relieve me for the shift would come in. So then I would save, and then we'd then look at the script I don't know, a month later or something, or a week later, and he would be like, what did you mean? And I don't know. I had to go to bed, so I was just writing, and then so some of that stuff, he's like, okay, well, we don't need this because that doesn't make any sense anyway. I was like, okay.
That's where I've always wished I had more people involved in my own stuff instead of it just being me by myself, because I know when I get to help somebody work on a story idea, it always comes out better when we get extra little bits of stuff involved. Like I had a guy come to me one time with a story, and this monster is trying to be a hero, but everybody thinks he's a monster because he's scary looking, and the big bad guy is going to send another big scary monster after him. It looks like a dog. And that was the idea I was given to turn into a book. And as we sat there talking about it, I was like, well, why is this bad guy after him? Why is this evil scientist after him? Well, he escaped years ago and he wants to get him back because he's the best monster he ever made and stuff. And I was like, so so who's this other monster? And he's like, oh, he's just somebody that's been there, you know, and is coming after him. And I was like, well, and I started thinking about people I knew, experiences I had growing up, like, and I was reminded of some brothers that absolutely hated each other, mainly because they had an abusive dad, and one of them got out early. One of them was like, screw you, old man, and left his little brother behind and took off. So little brother had to sit there and take it for years until he could finally get out. And he tried everything he could to like make dad proud and like, you know, see, I'm not like him that left. You couldn't do enough for dad not to hate you and beat on you. And I was like, you know, if we apply that brother dynamic and say, you know, the monster hero used to like defend the dog guy and like protect him, but finally like broke free and got out and left him behind. And now this dude is this big, giant, Hulk sized dog monster dude and intimidating and is trying to be everything that the mad scientist wanted him to be, but he still likes creature better. He still wants that first dude. We still have to go hunt him down. So he just comes out with this rage of like, you know, why's dad like you more? Kind of thing, and made it so much more interesting than it started out. Like, I want that. Like, that's part of why I bring T.S. Luther in on almost everything I'm working on now and spitball ideas and stuff. And like, I might have built this really cool web of ideas, but sometimes he's like, you know, if we connect this thread and this thread, we can like weave that into a tapestry instead of just a chaotic mess of lines going everywhere. And it's nice to have another set of eyes, ears, brain for it to go through and help share ideas and creativity and life experience and whatnot and turn it into something cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, like sometimes just saying your own idea out loud to somebody else helps you refine it yourself. Like there's times where Greg goes to say something to me and then he's like, wait a second, that doesn't make sense. And then he like works through it, you know, and like that really does help a lot.
Even if you're reading the same script over and over, it's only your eyes looking at it. And so like editor, that's why editors are super important. And then
that's why you've got to hire an outside editor.
Yeah.
Hire somebody that will hurt your feelings. Please don't give it to your mom.
So like Dylan knows most of all of the story for like everything that we have for the most part, like except Mittens, because that's just different. But he doesn't know everything. So there's still stuff. So he's still like outside for the most part for a few of the comics. But yeah, sometimes I do stuff, and we mentioned this on our podcast a million times, that I'm like, oh, well, this person just has to be there. And he's like, well, why? And I'm like, oh, I don't know, because they just got to be there. For like Seer Chronicles 2, this one detective dude, that's basically what the story is about. He just has to be in this one area, and then this other person has to be there while his arms deal goes down, and then he's like, but why does he have to be there? Like, because it's the story, motherfucker. It's like, no.
It's hard when you've had it in your head that this is the way it happened, and you remember it like it's history now and not a story that you're making up as you go.
Yep.
And that's where I've had to get a lot more flexible and remind myself that it's not set in stone until it hits the reader's hand. Up until then, we're playing in Play-Doh. And I made TS mad recently because we were talking about, he's writing the script for the next issue of Alice. And we were talking about the story ideas that I'd given him, like we need to hit this, this, and this. And we were talking it through. And in my mind, like we're drawing in the sand. Like if we don't like something, we can wipe it out and, you know, change the whole thing. We're moving pebbles on the sand. It's fine. To him, I realized at the end of the conversation, to him, these points were like cemented in the foundation. And if I ripped up one, then that means now we have to rip up some of the other ones because they don't match anymore. Now we have to re-pour the whole foundation. And he was looking at it more as this cemented together thing that I had given him of these points had to happen. And I'm just having fun playing in the sand. I'm like, well, what if we put this over here, put that over there? And he was getting frustrated with me. And I finally realized the miscommunication in it. But I've gotten real used to the idea that things can change up until the last minute until it goes to print and it's down on paper and then you're getting what it is. But I always want to make it better if I can, and
as long
not
as
be afraid to change it.
Yeah, as long as my main plot or story is being told and you can change certain things, then I'm fine with it. I'm pretty easygoing, like for everything. so Dylan's like, well, what if we do this instead? And then that adds other layers to the rest of the story and world. And I'm like, oh, yeah, let's do that instead.
Oh, yeah. I changed the end of Green Zone at the last minute, Green Zone 4, because Mog Park had helped me with the character of Danny Kim's mom and like how she would react seeing Virgil for the first time. And I was like, well, how would your mom react, if she saw this dude? And when she told me, it blew my mind and broke my heart. And so it changed who this character was in my head after she gave me this idea for how she reacted. And after that happened, I kind of had to add 2 more pages into the story to give that more room to breathe and show the impact that was having, that this reaction was having. And when I did that, suddenly I didn't have enough room at the end to get Virgil all the way across town where I wanted him to be at the end of the story. But I found a way to get the same emotional impact and have it be right here instead of getting that far away. And it saved me like having to add an extra 2 pages, which meant adding another 4 pages to the book. And so it worked out that way. And it still has the same impact. It's still sad. It still made me want to cry. And I got my very first cameo in Green Zone, and I put myself in the background to almost everything, and I had never put myself in the background of Green Zone. So I'm in issue 4, and I've got the crappiest job in the whole thing. I do the worst thing in the book, I think, but I wasn't going to stick anybody else's face on there and make them do it, because I started, when I was working on the last few pages, I started going down my backer list and like starting at the beginning, and a whole lot of them I knew. So a whole lot of them are in the book now as background characters. And, but I wasn't going to have like, Kyron Silva doing what I had to do in the book. So I was like, no, I'm going to save that one for myself. Because it's really crappy and nobody gets to hurt Virgil but me.
Well, we're going to wrap it up because I did hit the milestone I at least wanted right now. So.
Oh, just the 3 hours? Oh, come on. I'm getting my 5th wind. I don't need to eat dinner or anything. I don't have magic hands bringing me plates of brownies. No.
Yeah, that's exactly why I'm ending it, so I can eat.
Greg's like, feed me, Seymour, feed me.
So, yeah.
Greg, why are you using Bitly? Remember
oh my God. This one. CNOvacomics.com/Kickstarter. Do that. Go there. It'll bring you to Knightwatch, issue 1. Fish drew it and lettered it and
colored it.
Yep. And it's awesome.
Made the pictures for the Kickstarter. The whole 9 yards.
You did a lot.
If you like it, back it at a high level. If you hate it, mind your business.
Just do a low level. If you like it, just back it at a low level.
Show us how much you hated it by backing it at a top level.
Yeah, that'll teach him.
You get a PDF tier. That's $6, just the PDF. 15 is physical and PDF. 35, you get art print and stuff, which is pretty cool. 5x7 art print. There's a magnet, which we haven't done a magnet for a while. I think the last time we did a magnet was like the first Mittens campaign. I thought it was like we haven't done it since before that, but I forgot that we had the hauler magnet. We have an art commission that Fish would do for you, but that's $100. So,
which honestly is a steal. So if you've been wanting some Fish artwork, you ain't gonna get it that cheap anywhere else. So
there's a narration and a commentary that's on the $75 tier. So you can get that. There's also add-ons, so if you want something that's not in a tier, you can get add-ons like our championship belt sticker,
The keychain.
Lots
of cool stuff.
magnet,
In the add-ons.
the copies of the comic, physical or digital. Not the digital commentary thing because that's like special to that tier. And I just didn't put it in there. And then the shirt, you have to back the shirt tier just because shirts are expensive. And even though it's drop shipping, it's still expensive. Yep. All right. Well, yeah, back Knightwatch. I'm at least going to be doing live streams for most of this month. So, yeah. Thanks for coming on, Fish, and Hector.
Absolutely, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, screw me.
And Dylan. Well, you didn't share the brownies. But...
I'm telling you.
All right.
2 more brownies and you would have got a thank you. That's all I'm saying. Or I at least would have thanked Thing for dropping them off.
Well, if we get the $500 tonight, Dylan will mail a brownie to each of us.
How much?
500.
500. That won't even cover shipping.
How big's the brownie?
Not as fast as I need that brownie.
Expedite it. All right. Let's end this thing.